Good morning, 10 o'clock. I'm Jerry Recco. Day baseball at the stadium. Yankees look to win the series with the Rays after winning last night in 11-5-4. They've taken 2 of the first 3. Ryan McMahon, the newest of Yankees, the game-winning hit in the 11th. Big hit from Cody Bellinger and a big home run in the 9th inning by Anthony Volpe. Series finale today with Marcus Stroman making the start on WFAN 660 AM at 105. The Yankees did acquire White Sox outfielder Austin Slater on Wednesday. Meantime, the Mets did lose to the Padres 5-0. They were swept away. Trade-wise, they acquired Cardinals closer Ryan Helsley for 3 prospects. They also acquired reliever Tyler Rogers from the Giants for Jose Butto, Blade Tidwell, and Drew Gilbert. Mets are off today. They take on San Francisco at home tomorrow. Reports say the Blue Jays in serious talks to try to acquire Shane Bieber from the Guardians. The Diamondbacks did acquire, or rather send, Eugenio Suarez to the Mariners last night, and the Phillies have acquired Twins closer Johan Duran. The NFL preseason kicks off tonight in Canton with the Lions and Chargers playing in the Hall of Fame game. This report brought to you by Cars for Kids. The Fan congratulates Cars for Kids on 30 years of changing lives. Over 1 million cars donated, more than 100,000 kids helped. Be part of the legacy. Donate your car today at carsforkids.org and join over 1 million satisfied donors. 84 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Finally, BT, finally! The Mets are operating like the big boys we expected them to be, going all in so far ahead of today's 6 p.m. trade deadline, getting 2 big-time relievers to enhance their bullpen. After the addition of Soto, I wasn't sure if they'd get multiple. I wanted more. That would be my top priority. They did that yesterday, getting Tyler Rogers and Ryan Helsley, to me, giving up nothing to do so.
Mets are cooking right now, man, and I don't think that they're done. I'm basically convinced you guys are getting a center fielder. I would be stunned if you don't. I think something else is coming. Now, listen, the situation with Holmes, does he go to the bullpen? They're not hitting right now. There are some Met issues but then again, a lot of teams have issues right now because nobody's a perfect team. Massive move by the Mets. And what I like about this, now they're very righty-laden, okay? But
what are you talking about, with the pen?
Yeah, with the bullpen.
Well,
outside of Soto, and I know Raley coming back. Yeah. I get that. But you look at do you consider Raley a high leverage guy? Okay, so you do.
And by the way, even if you're not considering him like on the level of Diaz, Rogers, or Helsley,
which I don't think that they are.
Okay, fair enough. But you have Soto and Raley as your top 2.
No question,
dude. They got 5, and that pushes down Stanek and Garrett. That's 7 arms in the pen.
It went from a massive weakness to what I think is going to be a massive plus. No, I mean what Stearns did yesterday was phenomenal. I'm not here to say that it wasn't. What I was going to say though, why even though they do have the 2 lefties, and we know that. But even their righties are very different. Like you've got one guy coming down basically scraping his knuckles on the mound, and then you got the other guy, Helsley, coming in throwing 99.7 on the average. Now, his fastball is actually, I didn't realize this. We know he throws gas. They've hit his fastball this year. His best pitch is his slider, and I guess opponents hitting like 070 against a slider. But I point that out because you've got so many different variations now. Soto coming out, throwing cheese as a lefty. Sometimes a little wild, but throwing absolute cheese. We know what Diaz is. And now the additions just makes this team incredibly dangerous. Now the Phillies punch back. Yep. They got somebody who I believe is better, but the Mets' strength in numbers is undeniable, and it's been 40 years since the Mets won a World Series. This is what you do when you are taking the massive swing. Don't stop now.
One quick thing about the Phillies, they needed a closer. The Mets didn't.
Yeah, I get that part. That's true.
Phillies needed a power. They needed a closer. They got one in Duran, and you could say that he might be better. He's not better than Diaz, and even if he is, the Mets now have Diaz, Helsley, who's a top closer himself, who's going to be the 8th inning guy or whenever they need him, and Rogers, one of the more reliable, consistent, good bullpen arms.
It's been great this year, Rogers.
Dude,
phenomenal.
The one thing the Mets needed to do, if it was, I know we want other moves in the bat and center field, they had to upgrade their bullpen, and they did that in a major way. Now their bullpen is ready for the postseason. Does it mean they're going to win the World Series? No. Who the hell knows? Like, things will happen. But what it means is you cannot now question the Mets about what they did to fortify their bullpen going into the postseason. And their work should not be done, and I don't believe it is done. Martino just saying a little while ago on Twitter that the Mets are still after a center fielder. Now, there are different ways that they could go here. I don't know what the Rays are going to do. It sounds like reports are that the Rays are still conflicted, whether they're going to buy or sell. If Brandon Lau is available. Remember, the Mets gave all the, dude, yesterday, can I tell you something? So I found out about the Tyler Rogers thing. I get home, had no SNY yesterday because the Mets 4 o'clock. So, whatever, going home with the wife and kid. So I'm checking social media, and I see the trade not in real time. And the first things that I see are, the Mets gave up a haul for Rogers.
Talking about for Rogers.
And I didn't see what they had given up. I just saw that they got Rogers.
What, you think of like Mauricio or something?
Yeah.
You think of one of the... Yeah, I got you.
When I see Hall, my first thought was, what? Acuna or Vientos for a reliever? Who, and then I go back and look at the names, and I'm like...
Whatever.
Guys, come back to me here. That's not a hole. You prospect huggers need to get over it. Are you trying to win now? Or are you trying to build a good farm system? Gilbert, see ya. Budo, see ya. Tidwell, see ya. They gave up one prospect in Gilbert, who I don't even know what he's going to be. Who cares what scouts say? I don't care. You got to give up something to get something. So even if you give up a good prospect to get a good reliever in a win now, you go for it. And otherwise, 2 useless pieces to them now. Yeah. Budo and Tidwell are going to do nothing for them. A hole? That's a hole? Come
on. Even Baez with the Helsley trade. Now, he's the one guy. He's number 5 or number 6 on their top 10 prospect list. But this is listen, this is the cost of business.
Well, I don't understand what you want to do. You want to win a World Series?
Well, Met fans aren't complaining. Maybe the way it was framed in a hole, but the Met fans that I've heard from and what I've read, Met fans are absolutely ecstatic now.
I've seen report Passan, Martino, DeComo, Duquette. Mets gave up a lot. Mets gave up a whole. I'm sure some people, fans as well. I didn't read everything, but I'm seeing that. I'm like, what? You want to win or what? Say, whoever they want, take them. Get them. Baez, whatever. Yeah, maybe he has some tools. This is not about Pete Crow-Armstrong and that trade. This is different because you can make different arguments about that. A center fielder, were they really worth it of going all in? This team is worthy of going all in.
Yes, I agree with that.
It's the price of doing business, like you said.
I don't understand what, you have to understand. It's one thing to understand it, but from a fan's perspective, you got to embrace the timeline. And there are times to go all in, and the Mets are 95%, you got to get the extra stick, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But and you've got to know when not to go in. There's a time where it's just too cavalier, and you try to speed things up, and it's the wrong time to do it. And there are times when it matches perfectly. And why I've been so pro-bat, for the Mets, and of course, I knew the bullpen help was coming. That was a given. But the reason I've been talking about the addition of a bat for a while is look around the team. Again, these are things that we know, but this is the day to reiterate it. You don't know if Pete Alonso's back next year. Now, right now, you might not care as much because he's in one of the ugliest funks that you can be in. But Pete is a good player. Pete Alonso might leave. Lindor's not a kid. Nimmo's not a kid. Diaz's contract, not a kid. Manaea's contract, not a kid. This is the time to swing. Now, you could also go out and bring back Jesse Orosco and Roger McDowell. Yeah. If the offense doesn't start hitting a little bit, it's not going to matter as much. But in terms of Stearns doing his job and putting this team in a position to win, if you're a Met fan and you're not loving this, then you're lost. You just don't know what the score is here. What are you talking about?
And that's the story today. I don't care about the sweep with the Padres. The results right now, obviously you want to win as many games as possible. They're still in first place, so Phillies lost to the White Sox. Don't worry about the sweep. You can get into that, and there'll be a different layer of conversation. Okay, now is Pete, Soto, Lindor, Nimmo, they're going to put on their big boy pants in the postseason. But the Mets had to go out there and be aggressive and put together a bullpen that was World Series caliber. They have now done that. Not to mention, BT, let's not forget, a lot of these prospects that people are upset and saying, Stearns didn't bring these guys in.
Yep.
This is a new regime.
That's a good point.
He's trimming the fat, cleaning it up. He's been evaluating this system since he's been here for now a year and a half, almost 2 years. So if you have to trust the new president to figure out what he wants, what he doesn't. And that's why I definitely think, to forward it now, there is more to come, whether it is Vientos or Acuna. These are also guys he did not bring in. I'm not saying he's trying to push them out, but when he's trying to build a World Series caliber team, parting with certain players is also like they've got too many infielders. So they still haven't fixed the McNeil, Beatty, Acuna, Mauricio, Vientos. Like they still haven't fixed that issue. Maybe they don't need to, but maybe they do. Maybe they could get Brandon Lau if the Rays decide to sell. That would be my priority. If you ask me, okay, what else do you want? And they're still in on a center fielder, whether it's Robert, whether it's Mullins. Those have been the two that I've talked about. And I've gone back and forth. Like, it was Mullins, But if it's Brandon Lau, who is a better bat, I was going to say I think, but it's not even I think. He is a better bat than both Robert or Mullins. If you could get the better bat and put him at second, whatever you have to give to get him, Vientos, Acuna, McNeil, whatever, and then go get Mullins for cheap.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would be. Well, dude, Mullins is not going to cost you anything.
Nothing. He's a free agent.
Yeah, so you're like prospect-wise, financially, nothing. Lau's going to be the big one. So if you're going to give up and clean up some of those pieces, you get the big bat in Lau, make the pieces fit better, and then go get the additional center fielder, as opposed to giving up more for Robert, who's not even, maybe as good. We don't know what he is yet outside of the potential he has.
There's also a few other things here. So what you just said about Stearns not having drafted these players, most of them, that's a very important piece of the puzzle here. You talk about whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's food, whatever it might be. I mean, there is an element of subjectivity. Now, there's also statistical data that can reinforce from a sports perspective what you're watching or just to kind of, frame things a certain way. But talent evaluation is really the height of subjectivity. What I might view is think about what we talk about with the Yankees, whether it's Dominguez or Spencer Jones. We'll get to the Yankees in a bit. You and I disagree on some of that stuff because it's subjective. Now, we also disagree on some of the things with the Mets here, not in terms of what they brought in, but Stearns is looking at his entire crop of minor leaguers, and he's like, all right, I didn't draft this guy. His skill that somebody else valued is not quite what I placed the emphasis on. So I think that that's incredibly important, so I'm happy you bring that up. The other thing, too, is the imminent work stoppage that is staring us all down the barrel of the sport. So, again, I'm talking about Pete next year and the other elements of why the Mets have to go for it now, and they are so far. It's impressive. But also, in the year 2027, Lindor's 2 years older. Diaz probably gone. I mean, it's just Nimmo older and just not the same player. So it's not only about going for it in 2025. It's got to be an eye for this work stoppage, which is indisputably coming in 2 years. You take your biggest swing. They're 90% there. I don't think they're done. I think they go nuts today as well. And I think Met fans right now, you got to be pumped, obviously.
Love it. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody will get to the Yankees, obviously, a ton there, not just from the game last night, but also their inactivity, what they need to do, what they're going to be doing here, who they want to par with, who they're looking to get. One more thing on the Mets. It's rare that as a fan, you're in alignment with your organization, right? You want it to be the case. Like you have your beliefs about your Yankees or Jets, whatever it may be, whatever team. Sure. And I had my thought on what I would want the Mets to do and just certain philosophies and beliefs. One thing that I've always believed in is building a bullpen is easier in season. You never know with these guys. By the way, you don't even know now. Like Rodgers all of a sudden could fall apart. Who knows? They come to New York, maybe they can't handle it. You have no idea. Yep. Bullpens are so fickle.
Look at Devin Williams.
Exactly right. But, which is a whole nother issue, by the way.
We'll get to them.
But when you're going to build a bullpen, as opposed to loading it up in off-season and free agency, I would much rather build everything else, figure out the bullpen, see how it plays out during the year, and then see what's available at the deadline. I love everything about this. Obviously, there's more to go here, and it doesn't guarantee anything. Doesn't guarantee a division, doesn't guarantee a World Series berth, a World Series. It doesn't guarantee anything, not even a playoff berth, as a matter of fact. Thought the Mets are going to get there anyway, but these moves guarantee nothing other than that you could finally, as a fan, sit back when it's all said and done and say, I know unquestionably Steve Cohen, David Stearns, the Mets organization has done everything they could to put this team in a position to go win a World Series, and that is everything you could ask for as a fan.
It is. This is what Met fans have been screaming about forever, calling up this station forever. You know, hey, let's do this, let's do that, get this guy, hire this guy, fire this guy. I mean, it's really basically been, I know there's been a couple of good years, obviously, in the 40-year drought, but for the most part, it's been a checklist of complaints. Whether you voice it to us or Mike and Chris or whomever, I mean, it has been a tough road for the Met fan. Now, there's no assurance that this results in a World Series. I get that. But the more that you line up the assets here, the more that you go for it, the bigger swing you take, you know, it just increases the odds. And the volatility of the bullpen, building it in season, I like that thought because I don't know, maybe outside of kickers, especially our kickers with these teams,
right,
but like the bullpen arms, and I don't mean the closers, the Marianos, the Eckersleys, the Bruce Sutters, even Orozco, you know, for a couple of years, guys like that. You know, the middle arms, the setup, but the high leverage guys, they're a dime a dozen, and you just don't know which way is which. So as we get to these calls here, understand that the players, and even Helsley had a couple of blown saves, whatever, but if you do build it in December and January, you don't know who you're getting. At least now you know the guys you're bringing in are, one, healthy, and number two, in the midst of really good runs, which should set you up for, I mean, a lot. The Mets bullpen has a chance to be phenomenal.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Matt is calling from East Rockaway. What's up, Matt?
Gentlemen, how we doing? Sally, baby, we're going for it,
There
Sal.
you go, Matty! Yes, finally!
Hey, Sal, I got a question for you. Now that we have the bullpen, at this point, you would think David and Steve Cohen, they're pretty much going for it. They're putting all their marbles out there. Why don't, if they want Quan, right? Why don't we give whoever they want, and we get Ramirez too? Vientos, Beatty, Mauricio, give them all.
Matt, this is where the first call.
Come back to earth, Matty. Jeez.
Come on.
I get it. You're intoxicated by the possibilities, but so you're going to get Quan and Ramirez.
I thought I was asking a lot for Lau and Cedric Mullins, which I do think is realistic. The Guardians, the reports were yesterday they were looking to actively trade Quan and Bieber, and it sounds like Bieber, I don't know if it's official yet, sounds like Bieber would be going to the Blue Jays,
Toronto,
in fact.
Yep.
So we don't know about Quan yet. They're likely not trading Ramirez. I don't want to say never, but it doesn't seem like they're going to trade
Ramirez. He's not getting dealt this time.
And even if he were, you don't have what it takes to get Quan and Ramirez.
You actually might, but I think that would be almost too reckless. You get the Sproats, you dip into the top relievers.
I
mean, there's a way to do it.
Dude, you'd have to give up Mauricio, Vientos, Acuna, Sproat.
But you would do it for that, right? Quan and Ramirez?
I just think that's ridiculous. You're going to pillage the farm for two players.
Dude, Ramirez is basically a Hall of Famer, and Quan is exactly what you need.
Yeah, I get it, but there's no guarantee, so you can load up all you want. No, to me, I'm not getting ridiculous here. I'd rather have some of the younger arms in the farm system, and I'd rather keep Mauricio.
You prospect hugger, you?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. Look in the mirror. You just called everybody else out for hugging them.
That's got to be the first call. Now let's go get decent. No, Lau or a center fielder, sure. Come on, Ramirez is not getting traded.
He's not going to get traded. I don't think so.
All right, let's get some more in here. Hector is in Washington Heights. What's up, Hector?
What's going on? The Mets is up. That's what's up. I'm so excited, son. I'm right there with you. Listen, these number retirement ceremonies, the alumni games, all that stuff is cute. But you know what I want? I want that parade of the Canyon of Heroes. And this league is wide open. And we've been asking for David Stearns. We said, okay, now the eye is on you. What are you going to do? The team sucks with running a scoring position. What are you going to do with running a scoring position? And to me, last night, he hit a double with men on base. Or let's say he hit a single and drove in 2 runs. But, guys, we can't stop here. I am not looking for that bases clearing double. I am looking for that grand slam. If you could go out there and get me a pitcher and upgrade that center field and get a bat without giving up a Vientos, maybe you trade Acuna or maybe some other minor leaguers that people will lose their minds just because they heard of their name and they sounds good, but we don't know what the heck they're going to be, then you hit that grand slam.
Now, Heck, I got a question, Heck. When you say pitcher, you're talking about a starter, obviously, right?
a starting pitcher. Yeah, go make the move for Alcantara. Why not? He can help now.
But again, look, I don't even know if he would be the difference. If Alcantara were better, if there were a prominent, thank you for the call, Hector. We appreciate the energy. It's always good to hear you fired up and happy for a change. If Alcantara was at the top of his game, or forget about him, if there were somebody else that were a dominant, bona fide ace right now, that to me would be a different story saying, hey, you need this piece. This guy's in the midst of a great season, whoever it may be, go even further all in. Who's the guy? Like, it's not, to me, it's not Alcantara.
It's not Cease. I actually think Alcantara it fits that more than anybody else that you could get.
Because
you put him in Queens with 40,000 people and that energy rather than 6,000 in Miami. That guy's answering the bell.
I know, but it's still...
Same with the Bronx. He's answering the bell. He's sick.
His stuff is sick. I know that, but there's still an unknown about him, BT. I mean, what's his ERA this year? His ERA is...
It's high. It's been pretty high.
Yeah, it's 6.36.
I understand that.
The guy's got a 6.36 ERA. I know he's been better as of late, and I know he has been a great pitcher. But my point is, yes, I would take him and the potential of him. He's not a sure thing. And nobody's a sure thing, but there's more of a gamble with him, wondering what the hell is going on. He's got a 6 ERA. That's not the ace I'm talking about, like where Justin Verlander at his peak gets traded at the deadline, or Randy Johnson gets traded at the deadline.
Randy Johnson.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where's that top?
Yep, or Coney even back in the day.
Whatever.
I understand that. I would agree.
Sabathia, when he went to the Brewers, give me the top ace that you got to give up 4 or 5 top prospects for, like 3 top 10. Give me that ace. I'd rather part with the prospects for that. With Alcantara, you're probably going to have to give up a lot. He's under control and he's got the potential, but there's also an unknown element. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be opposed to adding another starter. I don't think it's a priority. I wanted the bullpen. As a matter of fact, we could further it and say, what do you think is more important in today's postseason with the way Major League Baseball has evolved? Like, most starters aren't going deep. You see what the Dodgers do, even with the team it's like one arm after another out of that pen. I'm going to this guy. I'm going to this guy. That's how you win.
We've seen openers.
Yeah,
in the
postseason, right?
I mean,
it's about the bullpen.
Yeah. So they need a bat though. That's to me.
They're trying to get a center fielder,
and I think they're going to get him. I really do.
But if they get just Mullins, is that good enough?
Honestly, with the other moves, provided Soto's okay, and provided Lindor and Pete wake up from their hitting comas.
No, I'm talking about just the deadline.
I would deem that enough. I myself would.
I don't think I can't go nuts about it. I'd be satisfied.
He's better than Tyrone Taylor.
But I don't want to just be satisfied. I want to be Thanksgiving Day stuffed. I want to be full. I got to take this belt off and put the sweats on.
Al Bundy, open up the pants a little bit.
I want to be napping on the couch full. And the way to me to do that, there's a couple of different ways. Robert, I think, would get me excited because he's got the potential. See, Mullins, we know what he is as a bat, right?
Yep.
He's not going to be a great bat. He's an upgrade, solid player. I'm all for it. Brandon Lau could be a difference-making bat. If you get Lau and Mullins, now that's to me the home run move. If you can't do that and you get Robert, I think that's got the potential to be the home run move.
I agree with that.
So that's why I'd be okay with either Robert or the combination of Lau and, let's say, Mullins or even Bader if you need to go less.
I know we're late. Put it this way, though. To me, now I don't know that the Mets can do business for another 100 years. I'm not so sure that they ever have quite an impact like they had with Cespedes back in 2015. Right. But Luis Robert, to me, in theory, potentially, is the closest, that like replication of coming in for 2 months and, Mullins is not banging 11, 12 home runs. Can Robert do it? Yeah, he could. He can also hit 170 and strike out 35% of the time, but he's on a run, and you get him in a lineup with better bats and, a real team. That's the guy for sure. They're not done. I think something's happening with our show, and we'll get into the Yankees coming up. Something better happened on our show with the Yankees or before 6. I really believe the Mets are still going for it.
BT and Sal on the Fan Warrior calls when we come back. 888-808-1019.
From the first pitch to the final whistle, WFAN delivers wall-to-wall Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets coverage. Because in New York, every game matters. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chevy.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War. He's streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall.
Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
A warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people.
Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
The biggest football contest in Vegas, Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against a spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread, lasts the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Our Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Oh, yes, I am. BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get to the Yankees coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Obviously, a lot about last night and the trade deadline and all that stuff. But we'll continue here with the Mets, BT, who, by the way, like, you could follow the reports and think, like, maybe they get Robert, maybe they get Mullins. But maybe there is something. That's why I keep bringing up Lau, whose name came up the other day. If all of a sudden the Rays in an hour from now decide to say, you know what, we're going to be sellers.
Yeah.
Or there's a package that the Mets offer that is Vientos, Acuna, Beatty, whatever, maybe a younger pitcher that says, all right, well, we'll trade Lau, who's, by the way, under control for another year. Things can change, man. You don't know. Then they could go big game hunting. Like, I don't think it's an impossible thought to think that it could be bigger than just some of the stuff that you're seeing. Maybe it doesn't work out that way. I would bet at the very least the Mets come away, at the very least, with the center field.
They're getting somebody else. I have no doubts about that. Now, listen, back in '83, I mean, did you think the Cardinals would dangle Keith Hernandez to anybody? Now, there was no WFAN, the reports, there was no social media, there was none of this, crazy energy, which, by the way, is fantastic for the sport. It really is. Like, so many times you think about this, and I remember, like, this used to frustrate me, just to be very candid, doing the national show. Like, the only time Tiki and I were really able to talk baseball was when there was controversy, like a steroid situation or the Astros cheating scandal or a potential work stoppage. Let's face it, and Jets and Giants camps are going, and the boys are there this morning, and the boys will be there later. Good stuff. Awesome. We got you all day. And yesterday we announced the extension with the Giants, which is great for us, and the partnership is phenomenal. But it's baseball. And right now, on a national level, which you very rarely get, we're nuts about our baseball. But nationally, baseball's taken over the last couple of days. It's fantastic.
It's been phenomenal. BT and the Mets right in the thick of things. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. Lawrence is calling from Oklahoma City. What's up, Lawrence?
Hey, guys. Good to talk to you. What I'm most excited about with the Mets is they still haven't played their best ball of the year, and I feel like once the playoffs come around, even with no additions right now, they'll be playing hot, and things will be a lot better. But like you said, too, Luis Roberts, man, he's only 27, and that would be quite the addition, but I really think we need him more. Cedric Mullins. We got to improve center field. We don't want to swing halfway. And one more thing, thank God it's not the Wilpon days. Now we can actually get pumped for trade deadlines. Like, we have a real team. There's no need to pillage the farm system. Like, let's just keep going to the playoffs every single year and keep building this up. Don't pillage the farm system. Let's go Mets.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not, and thanks for the call, Lawrence, it's not about pillaging the farm system. The Dodgers should be the model. Right? Now, it's not always about, okay, well, if you follow that, you're going to win multiple World Series, whatever. But that's the model where you build up the farm system repeatedly, BT. If you're doing it the right way, it's not, you traded your 3 of your top 10, and now what? If you're doing it the right way, you continue to churn out top 10, top 5 prospects. That's the idea. You pick the ones that you should move on from. You pick the right ones that you should keep. You replenish the farm system. You complement it with free agency. You make some smart trades. That's how a functioning organization should work while trying to win a World Series each and every year. I think that's where the Mets are trying to get to.
Yeah, and then once you get respect around baseball, I mean, like in the inner workings, the general managers, the talent evaluators, that you have a good system and that you are developing players, well, now more teams are willing to do business with you. And that opens up a completely different avenue of who you can obtain. Now, again, we'll get to the Yankees coming up later, but the Yankees' reluctance to part with some of their top players over the years is one aspect, but the other aspect is when they do part with them, they really don't do much elsewhere, and other talent evaluators know that. So the Dodgers have that trust. The Astros have built up that trust equity. And, this is the early stages of the Mets trying to do the same thing.
The Astros are a great example because they maybe not spend the way that the Dodgers, Mets, or Yankees would, but they continue to lose guys in free agency, and they continue to turn it around. There's a lot of turnover. The Rays are an excellent example of that.
For sure.
They never spend, but yet how are they always good to the point where they're winning 80-plus games or 90 games? All right, maybe they have the down year. They have no big names at all. They got guys you never heard of before, and yet they continue. And this has been going on for years where they just turn it over and churn out prospects and guys that come up and produce at the big league level. That's the idea, how you build a team. Now, you could do it even greater with the Mets or Yankees because you have the finances in addition to, ideally, the smarts that a team like the Rays have.
Well, like the Dodgers. You mentioned them to start this whole thing. I mean, they go out, they take bets away for the Red Sox, massive contract. They pay Ohtani, massive contract. Take it for the Angels. Freddie Freeman was on the Braves, massive contract. But then they
Glasnow,
a bunch of pitchers. Blake Snell,
all the
I know
guys
he's
from
hurt.
Japan that they get.
No question. Yamamoto. I mean, there's so many ways, but what they are very effective at is accenting the rest of their roster with some of their own. And that, the Mets got Soto. The Mets paid Lindor. The Mets have a few young players who have gotten Major League run who are interesting. I don't think anybody's a superstar, but Vientos and the Acuñas and all the names, interesting enough where that's what they're growing into.
Yeah, and by the way, that's also the prior regime. Like, we're just getting started here with David Stearns. Jason is in Brooklyn. What's up, Jason?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, boys. BT, oh, man, totally with you. Thank God we're not talking about football and some dumb offensive line setter. The only reason I want to hear about football now is if someone of significance gets hurt. Other than that, let's get these bats going. I'm really pumped up about this, more so that they're trying something. I know, Sal, you kind of alluded to this. In previous regimes, when the idiot Wilpons owned the team, they wouldn't try. Oh, no, it'll fix itself. It's fine. We're good how we are. We're confident. No, you can't be like Beltran. You got to take the bat off the shoulder and try. Oof. These guys think, okay, well, at least Stearns tried. And I also think, again, Sal, I know you just kind of mentioned this, but gotta give credit to the regime with Stearns and Cohen. They go out, they make moves. They might not be these big ticket ones. Hopefully there's one coming still. But I'm excited they're trying. They were aggressive, and Sal, you hit the over on the trades.
And thank you for the call. Not yet, because they made 2 yesterday. We did the 3. I was saying over 3. We got to finalize that with a couple more moves here. But you mentioned the Wilpons. This is not about the Wilpons even. Go back as recently as 2022. Steve Cohen owned the team. Billy Epler didn't show any sack by going out there and trying to upgrade this team. And you know me, I like Billy Epler. Yeah. Darren Ruff and Daniel Vogelback didn't cut it. They didn't cut it. Met fans have been sitting on this for 3 years. They had a team that was worthy of going all in, and they came up with Darren Ruff and Daniel freaking Vogelback. Here we are, fast forward, new regime. There's a new prince in town. His name is David Stearns. They aren't messing around. They believe in this team. Now, to his point, it doesn't mean that these guys, Helsley or Rogers, or whoever they get for center field, are going to pan out. You don't know. But I respect going for it. When you see a team that is worthy of investing in, you better go for it. And Stearns and Cohen have done that.
And think about this too, right? So while I don't think that you guys have done, and you don't think that you guys have done in terms of a center fielder, right? And trust me, if you listen to the first 35 minutes of the show, I mean, I'm firing the platitudes. Like, the Mets are doing a great job right now. But there's also the reality of this. If they don't get the additional bat, there's a good chance you're calling us up in September and October, more specifically, and saying, boy, they took a big swing, but they didn't go all in. You need one more bat.
Yeah, they've come this far, and that's why I think that they're going to do it. So, but there was always that thought process prior to yesterday. Like, I don't know about Stearns. Is he going to be a guy that's going to hold on to the prospects? Is he going to be a guy that's going to be, he operated in a smaller market with Milwaukee? Well, now that should be put to bed a little bit, to the point where we both, and I think everybody else, we've said this for a while anyway, expecting the Mets to go big here. That's been reported. That's the feel. Like, we fully expect, instead of like, oh, pretty please go get a bat, it's they're going to get another piece today. Just what is it? Could they end up getting a starter and a bat and a center fielder? Could they get 2 bats? Like, could it be Lau and a center fielder? Could it be a depth star? Like, I wouldn't put anything past this regime.
Well, listen, I said, I think it was the week that you were off there, and I said about both jams. The first show that I did coming back from Florida, to me it was The subject was it's now Cashman versus Stearns because you're going to be chasing the same positions, and here we are. The Mets got a couple of relief arms. Yanks have done nothing yet, although I do think that they will do multiple things, but until they do it, and they haven't done it yet. But the point is that I already said, we already know what Cashman is. Cashman has got a Hall of Fame resume, and I know we're kind of tired of the same stuff. I get it. I've said it. You've said it. We all know it, that the Yankees just do the same things wrong too often.
Yeah.
But he's a Hall of Fame GM. He's won a ton of championships, right? That's indisputable. And if you don't give him that, then you're being unfair. Stearns, we know that Stearns is a good GM. We knew that when they got him because he did it with the Brewers. What I wanted to see was, is he going to earn those New York GM stripes? Because that's a different level of acknowledgement. Yeah, you could be a good GM at Houston and Milwaukee and St. Louis Cardinals and the Pirates and the Rays and be crafty and all this stuff. But when it's time to swing and it's time to swim with the big boys, will he be adaptable enough? That's the other word I use with him a lot. The adaptability of Stearns as he grows into this role. Will we see him grow as a general manager? And the answer so far is yes.
And the other element to that is, okay, well, we've seen the aggressiveness so far. Let's see what happens before the deadline finishes at 6 p.m. Then it's going to be about evaluating what he brought in and how it works, how it pans out, how the guys that he sent out, that's the next level to it. But the first level is showing some sack and being willing to trade some of these prospects. And by the way, don't sell the Yankees short. We'll get to them coming up. You said the Yankees haven't done anything yet. They did get Austin Slater yesterday, who will make his debut. He's in the lineup.
Did you play today?
Austin Slater is in that lineup.
Well, you know what he hits against lefties, right? Mock him if you will. And by the way,
is a lefty even pitching today?
By the way, he's got to be.
I don't know because it doesn't seem like it's a lefty.
You
lineup.
have the Yankee lineup?
I do.
Let's
Give me
hear it
one
real
second.
quick.
I'll bring it back up here. Hoff, can you find out who's pitching
listen,
for the
everybody
Rays?
hating on Volpe. I get it. I mean, that home run. I almost don't want to hear about the Volpe stuff anymore. We'll get to that coming up.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Massive home run off a stud.
Ben Rice,
Fairbanks is a stud.
Ben Rice leading off. Goldschmidt.
It's got to be a
Bellinger. Stanton. Ryan Pepio. Who'd you say it is?
Ryan Pepio,
and he's a
righty. Is a right-handed starting pitcher.
Yeah, I figured that. Rice leading off, Goldie, Bellinger, Stanton, Jazz, Dominguez, and then Slater seventh. McMahon in there as well, and Volpe batting ninth.
We'll get to him.
We'll get to the Yankees. There's a lot with them as well. We'll continue with your Met calls. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle free. It even comes with security zip pockets and the sunglasses loop. How about that? And an additional optional pocket square. We talked about the pocket squares the other day, how much we love those. So make sure you visit collarsandcos.com and check them out today.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
That's the Yankee way. They may not go all the way. They won a World Series last year. And, what they're missing Juan Soto from last year's team.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. The NFL officially returns tonight as the Chargers play the Lions in the Pro Football Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Kudos to NBC Sports for inviting new Hall of Famer Brent Musburger to join Mike Tirico and my buddy Chris Collinsworth for the second half. We'll add a little spice to an otherwise boring game, I'm sure. I'm Boomer Esiason.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all three if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Atlanta and Cincinnati will meet in the middle when they head to Bristol, Tennessee. For the first time in baseball history, the teams will be playing inside a racetrack, and they'll be sporting unique racing-themed uniforms. It's fitting that two of the fastest players in the league will meet on the field as Cincinnati's young shortstop and Atlanta's MVP outfielder will face off. Who will take the victory in Bristol when the teams race towards the finish line? No one likes having to choose. That's why with America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid with America's best warranty, or the stylish yet capable Santa Fe Hybrid with the power to navigate the toughest terrain. It's like having your cake and eating it too, but you know, better. Hybrids from Hyundai. It's the best of both worlds. America's best warranty claim based on total package of warranty programs. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 K4 or 2025 K5.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance KF. Subject to credit approval by KF to well-qualified buyers for purchase of a new 2025 K4 or 2025 K5. $22.09 per month for 1,000 financed at 48 months. No down payment required. Subject to vehicle availability and dealer participation. Must take delivery by 8/4/25. Limited inventory available. See Kia dealer for available stock.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Yankees time for Yanks with a win last night. It was an interesting game, that is for sure. I mean, good God, it had everything. But time for the Wendy's Yankees Turning Point of the Game contest. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the New York Yankees. First, I want to identify last night's turning point of the game. Give us a call at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. You'll receive not one, but you get two pairs of tickets to an upcoming 2025 Yankees regular season game. But it's all from your flagship station for Yankees baseball the fan wild, crazy day yesterday. Hopefully we get a wild, crazy day today. BT and Sal on the fan. Back to these Met calls in a minute. 888-808-1019. Now we incorporate the Yankees. I mean, if there was, a DVD, a condensed version of what the 2025 Yankees have been about. I mean, obviously Judge didn't play last night, of course, so that's I'm stretching the boundaries a bit because Judge has been phenomenal. Without him, they'd be awful. But I mean, last night you got it all. I mean, you forgot Austin. Well, how many outs are there? You had another error by Volpe. You had Volpe's home run. You had the closer serving things up. You had a balk. You had extra innings. You had a lot, right? Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not getting on the air defending Anthony Volpe's defense. It's indefensible. He's in his own head. You don't need to be a sports psychologist to acknowledge that. He is an absolute train wreck right now at shortstop. We all know that. But this notion that the Yanks are breaking Anthony Volpe or Anthony Volpe is busted entirely is fiction. If you are a mental mess and unable to do one part of your job, which clearly he cannot do right now, you're not hitting 6 home runs in your last 44 bats. You're not hitting a slider that's basically 5 inches off the dirt with one hand off a stud closer in Fairbanks if you are not equipped to fight through this. So all the Volpe, it's not even slander because it is a true reaction to how bad he's been in the field. But I got to tell you, I think it's been hijacked to a point that's now unfair. And not really, more importantly for me, Sal, representative of where he is as a player. He stinks as a shortstop right now, but he's hitting well and he's hitting clutch moments. So the thought about sending him down, to me, it's nonsense. They're not breaking Anthony Volpe by having him play every day. That's not the case.
He's hitting 217.
I understand that. What's he hitting?
What's his OPS?
Okay, I don't care. I don't. I don't. Though, the OPS. I like the OPS. I don't care. It is my thing.
700 OPS.
I don't care. About which, by the way, is only 47 points lower than Lindor. Yeah. I don't care about OPS. You don't want to compare the two. I'm not. What I'm saying is the OPS is my favorite offensive stat. Clearly, I referenced that, of course.
Well, pick me a good one that Volpe has, and I'll be.
How about here's the stat that I'm going to pick you. He's got 6 home runs in his last 44 at-bats, which is why I'm going to run him out there more and more. He's going to finish with 23, 24. So he's not a home run hitter.
So that's my point. So then why are we hanging on to this? Now, let me just say, before we get into this debate, because I do want to preface it. How could you not feel great for Volpe last night with that moment?
Phenomenal moment. Awesome moment. And by the way, I was hoping that McMahon almost popped out. I wanted to give Volpe another chance to get the walk-off. That's how I was almost rooting for that.
He needed it, and the feel to me was at least, okay, well, he hits this big home run.
Yep.
Maybe now that can carry over. But he's hit a bunch of home runs, to your point, recently, and it's not carrying over. He can't make a routine play. Like, you don't think he's broken? I do. I would never want that guy playing shortstop for my team if I'm trying to win.
But
he's a minor leaguer right now. That's my thought. So,
I got you. If you're broken, then you produce nothing. Because think about the word, if a clock is broken, it is inoperable. If this microphone is broken, you can't hear a syllable. So he's not broken. That's incorrect. He's a mess. He's defensively lost, lost, whatever words you want to use. He is not a broken baseball player because the contributions are still there. Granted, it's not even one side of the ball because the other night he stole third base. He popped up on the errant throw. He scored. It's not just the 452-foot home run that he banged off not the scoreboard, but that signage at right center the other night. It's not just the one-handed, missile that he hit last night off for great. Fairbanks, his numbers are insane. He's very hard to hit. And it's not just that. He's doing other things. I'm not saying that he's playing good shortstop. Indefensible, substandard. It's the worst shortstop play. He's worse than Glaber was when Glaber was playing shortstop per minute for the Yankees right now. But he's not broken. That is not true. When you're broken, you're useless. And he's not a useless baseball player. He's a wreck of a defensive player. That's what's happening.
It sounds like I'm sitting here with Aaron Boone.
No. Is he not hitting the baseball sound?
When I say broken, me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. When I say broken, I mean he shouldn't be playing shortstop at the major league level right now. And that's why I would send him down to the minors to get him right because of the potential. You know me, I believed in Volpe even more so than you, thinking of the high-end side.
That's true. Going back.
Just because he hit 6 home runs in his last 5, whatever it is, that does nothing for me. I'm sorry, it does.
But he's got to do something for you. I mean, how many home runs are hitting 6 home runs in 40 at-bats?
Doesn't matter. He's not a home run hitter.
I understand
it's not sustainable.
But he's going to have 20-something home runs.
I'd rather him catch the effing ball and throw throw it to first base like a real shortstop that hit the 6 home runs. So I would be okay if you were hitting 217. Now, obviously, you don't want him to hit 217. I'd be okay if you were hitting 217, batting ninth with no home runs, but playing a major league shortstop. He's not. So what would be more important to me, catching it regularly, especially the routine plays, and throwing it regularly to first base. That, to me, is more valuable, more important than the home runs. Huge home run, no doubt about it. Nobody's taking that away. He's not supposed to be a home run hitter. I'll take the home runs, but the other things, to me, are more important. And just because something is broken doesn't mean it's not completely useful. It's broken. It needs to be fixed. He needs to be fixed.
Well, here's the thing, though. Listen, would I prefer the 6 home run, and I'll use the word barrage, it's not a Judge barrage, but it's 6 home runs and 40-something at bats is pretty good for anybody, let alone Volpe. I would almost prefer 6 doubles the gap the other way and a couple of more steals. I know. Right. So I'm not hanging too much onto the home run prowess because I don't think he'll ever be a 30, low 30s, mid 30s home run kind of guy. It's my hope that eventually he becomes a 35 steal, 270-ish hitter, which I don't know that he'll get there. 20-plus home runs and Gold Glove defense again. So we're not having 2 entirely different conversations. Right. All I'm pushing back on, listen, when you are, and I know that there's elements of being broken, but when you are broken, I just think it's been portrayed inaccurately by too many people, and I got to push back today. If you are broken, you are physically busted and you are mentally shot. And if you are mentally shot and physically busted, you're not getting in the batter's box last night with 40,000 people booing you all night, which they were, and the boos have been trickling in, rightfully so, and hitting a home run to tie the game. That salvaged what would have been, I think, the most disgusting loss of the season.
Could he have just threw the ball to first base cleanly?
He could have, but that's something else.
Every night's the same thing. Literally every night.
I know.
We just talked about it yesterday. Okay, Boone doesn't want to give him a day off. You wanted to give him rest.
I did.
You wanted to give him rest. I said send him down. What happens? They play him. He makes another error.
I understand that.
Easy E. That's my new nickname for him, Easy E. All he does is make the easiest plays. He turns them into errors. That's clearly a mental thing. I don't get it. You feel good that he hit the home run. You're right. It's a big home run. And with a player that I'm not saying that there's not potential still there. I'm not saying there's not something there that could be saved. I still believe in Anthony Volpe. So that home run is a part of that, right? Look at what could be. I need him to catch the ball and throw it. I don't know how you can run him out there again today and expect anything different. The fact that you make an error every single game. You mentioned this, 6 homers in 5 days?
Yep.
And how many errors does he have in that span?
I think they showed a stat. Yeah. 6 home runs, 5 errors in the last 11 games. I mean, no. Listen, to play this sloppily at the most important defensive position on a baseball diamond, along with catcher and center, it's untenable. This cannot go on forever. I understand. And I'm not making an excuse. I'm just trying to add a little bit of context to a not even a narrative, because it is true, to a storyline that has now been a little hijacked. It's like Anthony Volpe stinks. No. Anthony Volpe stinks at catching the baseball.
Well, that's different.
Right now, Anthony Volpe is starting to hit the hell out of the baseball.
Saying Volpe stinks is different than
But that's what everybody's saying.
No. That's different than broken. I never once said
I'm not saying you with that. I'm not saying you with that. But everybody's telling me Anthony Volpe stinks.
Well, that to me is different. If they're saying that, then you could add that argument and saying, well, I don't think he stinks. I think he's still got potential. I would argue that he's still got potential. Sending him, and that's why I was trying to reiterate this yesterday. Saying you want to send somebody down is not saying that it's over. There's a difference between what we were saying about LeMahieu or Hicks or Gallo versus what we were saying about Volpe, or even throwing Torres. Torres, they need to move on because he just wasn't mentally ever going to be there. We knew what type of player he is. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I want to fix Volpe because there's a lot there that is worth salvaging. He's still a young player. It's year 3. He's progressively gotten worse, and he continues to go out there and make routine errors. They need to fix him. That's my issue. I never said he stinks. I like Volpe. I still think he's got potential. I'm worried that they are ruining Anthony Volpe by continuing to throw him out there. The home run's a great sign.
Yep.
You hope he can work through it. Let's see what happens today. Hold our breath, cross our fingers that he gets through today. Oh, he made a routine play. Oh, okay, got a base hit. We're nursing him along. This is the Major League trying to win a World Series.
But you can't, see, this is where I push back. You can't use the word ruin when he's doing what he did last night. because that's just it does. It's not. It's
BT, even the worst
it's
players,
not happening.
Even the worst players hit home runs. Like, come on.
The what?
Even the worst players hit home runs.
Yeah, but I mean, not off a stud closer. You know, when you're down a run and after a horrendous 2-run home run that your closer just gave up, and when they banked 1/452 the previous night. What do you mean? Come on.
Give him a participation
No, I'm not
trophy.
saying that.
Chris, you ever heard of Chris Jones before? Baseball player, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know. Actually, I know Chris Jones from Brooklyn.
He was a pinch hitter extraordinaire. Used to wear number 5
for the Mets.
Yeah, and he even hit a big home run in the 9th inning to tie a game.
Did he win a Gold Glove?
No.
Did he steal 25 bases?
Okay, but
did he hit 23 home runs in the season? Did he hit a grand slam in a World Series?
Point is,
this is all I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying. You're hanging on to a home run.
I'm hanging on to the fact that he's a hot hitter right now.
Dude, he's hitting 217.
Sal, but you're looking at the totality of the season.
3 seasons.
Okay, but hold on. Hold on. Then be consistent, because you're the guy who's telling me that Lewis Robert is on a hot streak, which is why he's more attractive. But 2 months ago, you didn't like him. So which one is it?
Well,
because he's on a 6-week tear, he's suddenly more attractive to you now. But when he was hitting 204, I don't know if I like him. Which one is it?
Well, there's a big difference here.
He's hitting. His season stats aren't good.
No, dude. It's not about that. And by the way, I told you I'd rather have Brandon Lau, but it's not about that.
But you didn't tell me Brandon Lau 2 months ago. You told me 2 days ago.
Did Volpe make a clean play last night, or did he make another error?
He made a couple of clean plays.
Did he make another error?
Yeah, of course he did.
So then stop talking about the home run and talk about the error.
I can't.
Why?
Because it's
you're focusing on, like, I don't know why. How do you think Robert is relevant to Anthony Volpe's conversation?
Because you're bringing up it's incredibly relevant. What you're missing is you're choosing to ignore.
No, I'm not.
No, you are though. You're bringing up. You keep going back to he's hitting 217. I know what he's hitting. I understand that. But when you are in the middle of what I think
did I ever say
will be the early stages of a hot streak, I'm not sending him down to the minors. That's idiotic.
Did I ever once say Robert hit a home run, the Mets should go get him? That's what you're saying. Volpe hit a home run. Keep him up here. Roll with him. And by the way, you never said send him down.
I never said send him down. I've always stood by that.
You did say sit him yesterday.
I did say, and I would even sit him today and let him DH.
Okay, well,
I'm not saying there's no problem. Yeah. We have different methods of. Listen,
but like,
the methodology of fixing him is where you and I disagree.
No.
I'm not sending him down.
I think the difference is you're reacting to his power surge as of late.
But also his base running. There's other things that he's been doing, Sal.
Dude, if that's good enough for you, that's fine. He hit some home runs. His base running is good. I mean, it's good enough for Boone. Good enough for the Yankees. It's not good enough for me.
Hey, I get it. I don't think you're alone. All I'm saying is
he can't make a routine play.
We make it seem like, oh, God, if they don't send him down or if they don't banish him and get him out of public view, little tiny Anthony Volpe's going to melt like a piece of ice on the concrete in July. Got news for you. He's actually showing me something because he's trying to fight out of this. The easiest thing would be 1 for 14, 9 Ks. I can't hit. Let me throw my helmet. Let me wallow in misery. I suck. I'm done. Didn't work out. I'm not a major leaguer. This young man is trying to trying is the operative word, trying to plow through what's got to be times a million the most embarrassing sequence in his young baseball life. And when you get embarrassed and when you start to unravel, there's 2 choices, dude. Whether you're a 7-year-old kid trying to learn math or a 25-year-old, 20-year-old trying to be shortstop for the Yankees, you either crumble or you elevate. And to me, I'm seeing enough signs of Volpe elevating, and that's why I got his back.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. More of your calls when we come back, both the Mets and the Yankees. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogut.
Talk sports with BT and Sal. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogus. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. From simple sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they're the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com today. Brian Dable and Joe Shane head towards this new season on some kind of hot seats. The exact temperature's unclear. The head coach understands understands and accepts the situation.
I don't think it's any secret when you win 3 games, that's not good enough. So there's a lot of feelings that everyone has, and that starts with me. So I'm going to do the best job I can to get this team ready to go. And again, you can talk all you want about it, but you got to go out there and do it, and that's what we're trying to do.
Dable speaking this morning with Boomer and Gio at training camp. At Jets camp, Quinnen Williams didn't finish this morning's workout after tweaking a calf during individual drills. The Yankees up against the Rays and Mother Nature this afternoon in the Bronx. A third straight win would give them the series victory and gain some ground on the idle Blue Jays. The gap atop the AL East is 4 games at the moment. New Yankee Austin Slater starting in right field, batting 7th this afternoon. Marcus Stroman throws the first pitch at 1:05. Pre-game coverage 12:25 on our AM side. As far as today's 6 o'clock trade deadline, the Bombers remaining connected to relievers David Bednar and Griffin Jacks. Fan weather, it's 83 degrees. Still some sunshine for now in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogut.
The Yankees and Rays play ball for a Thursday matinee. 105 today.
Giddy up, baby. Giddy up. God, it's a home run.
Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
The dog days of summer can only mean one thing: the start of Giants training camp. The daily grind to prove if you have what it takes to be a champion. Just like my favorite trucks, Ford F-Series, proving day in and day out why they've been number 1 in America for 48 straight years. That's a lot of winning if you ask me. With all their power, payload, tech, and strength, it's no wonder Ford is the official truck of the New York Giants. Check out the entire lineup of built Ford tough trucks at your local Ford store.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 15% off at chefiq.com.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket.
all the other stuff to me would be bad. Another Volpe error, Austin Wells on the base paths, and Devin Williams blowing a save, giving up a bomb. But we could get into that in a little bit, BT. Right now we get a lot going on with the trade stuff. So, according to Jeff Passan, of course, of ESPN, the Padres are getting Mason Miller and J.P. Sears from the A's. So there's a big name that we were talking about potentially with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he is off the board going to the Padres. I'm actually a little surprised that he got traded. Now you ask, naturally, what's the return? The A's are getting the number 3 overall prospect in baseball, shortstop Leonidas DeVries, I guess is how you say his name. But either way, he's a number 3 prospect.
Not their number 3, all of baseball.
Correct.
Number
So that's tough to compete with right there. It makes
Yep.
you understand a little bit why the A's were willing to give Miller up, and they get 3 pitchers. So not only the number 3 prospect overall, 3 pitchers for fire-throwing reliever Mason Miller as the National League continues to get stronger. Now, Buster Olney tags that. Buster Olney of ESPN, saying that Robert Suarez and Dylan Cease are now likely to be on the move, that the Padres got Mason Miller.
Yep, and that could open up a door for Cease to maybe become a Yankee. I mean, I guess maybe it's inconceivable. Yeah, or Suarez, inconceivable that one of them could be a Met as well. I don't know. Yeah, there's still some good names out there, although the big relief arms are obviously drying up quick here. Alcantara's out there. You know, if you're a Zach Gallen fan, that's out there. Mitch Keller, Dylan Cease, Suarez. Let's see. Brandon Lau, Stephen Kwan, Mackenzie Gore, Joe Ryan, Brent Rooker. So
there's another Griffin Jacks, I think was a name that.
That's another
John
one.
Heyman had him as a back end option for the Yankees. Griffin Jacks,
Minnesota, right? Wait, where's Jacks at? He's Minnesota. Yes, I believe he's Twins. So there's still some names out there. There's still some holes to fill. And, you know, listen, if the Yankees would have landed Ryan McMahon yesterday and would have delivered a third baseman, Ryan McMahon's been pretty good. Maybe the energy around what the Yankees are not doing would be a little less quiet, but I don't think that it should be. I mean, the Yankees have to get some bullpen arms. I don't know what in the world they are thinking. I don't know what in the world they're holding on to. I know that you can't just make a desperation move, and there's always going to be a Yankees tax. But you better find a way to circumvent some of that stuff and get a couple of arms here. Otherwise, Yanks got no shot.
All right, but think about it. Even if they did get a couple of those arms, do you really think that this team is outside? I don't want to hear the American League is weak and the playoffs, anything could happen. Do you really think this Yankee team is worth investing in?
I do, but I think it's got a bit. I would also sell some pieces, but I won't convolute it there. My answer is yes, I do, because you're going to run into a situation in all probability, where you trot out, you know, a top 3 pitcher in the American League and a top 5 pitcher in baseball and Max Fried in the opener of a playoff game. You can follow that up with Rodon if you want, which I wouldn't do, but you can certainly do it with Luis Gil and then bump Rodon to 3. That's one thing you can do. Now, I'd feel a little bit more emboldened if, you know, Williams didn't give up a 2-run bomb last night to blow the lead.
That's one issue.
But he has been good for a long time.
I get it, but it just shows you, like, even the guys that you trust in the bullpen or that they're relying on in the bullpen.
But even Mariano blew a couple, but I don't trust him because he hasn't done it in New York yet.
I would never trust Williams. I didn't even like him, honestly, coming into the year after what happened in the postseason. It's not that he's not good, and I think he's been okay, certainly for a long stretch after the rough start, but you trust him in the postseason. I don't. And even worse, to me, Volpe an issue at short, his defense. And look at Austin Wells last night. Like, how does this keep happening? Dude, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've never seen that.
A guy walking off of second base as if the inning was over in a late tight game?
I've seen some bizarre things, and I forget who it was, but I've seen it a few times where an outfielder catches a ball, and he thinks it's the third out, and he flips it in the stands like some of the
That happens, yeah.
I've never seen a base runner, and I was watching the game with my son. I'm like, that's just unforgivable. Like, think about the checkpoints as this is not playing at some field with no scoreboard. You know, you are a major leaguer, number one, so you should know what the hell's going on. Number one, when you're on first base, your first base coach is telling you what the deal is. Number two, there's a scoreboard the size of a building right in front of you in center field. Look up and find out how many outs there are. There's umpires at every base. Ask them if you can't read. I mean, that's just ridiculously unforgivable. But just to put the bow on the question that you asked me, are they worth investing in? The answer is yes, because you only have so many more years of Aaron Judge's prime. So I could just put that out there, and that's reason enough to do stuff, but you still shouldn't do stupid stuff like giving away Spencer Jones or giving away Lombard. Dominguez, I'm more open to trading for somebody that I think has some value and some controllability. But I mean, if he's not doing like he has, there's no way. You don't think that there's a situation that Brian Cashman does nothing today, do you?
No, but I don't think that they're going to be. I can't take him seriously because I don't think that I want either all in or sell. I don't like to half-weighing it. And I understand why teams could say they could half-weigh it, especially the Yankees, because they are the Yankees, because if they get in the postseason, to your point, they have Fried, they have Judge, anything could happen. I look at this team, and I don't think they're that good, and I think they need upgrades. Now, could they be potentially saved with the right moves? Sure, be aggressive. I told you the move that I wanted yesterday, Stephen Kwan. Go get Kwan, then I'll take you seriously. Regardless of, now I don't know what the return would be. I'm assuming it's going to be significant, but go get Kwan for starters. Then you obviously have to add a legitimate bullpen arm. There still are some top arms available. Other teams are doing it. Are the Yankees in it, or are they not? And I feel like they're like, we'll see. Well, that's not going to get it done. I would be surprised if they didn't make a move. I don't think it's going to be the moves that are necessary to make them legitimate World Series team.
Well, listen, here's my opinion. I mean, they've got to do stuff. I believe that they will do stuff. And if they don't, then my opinion and my reaction tomorrow would change dramatically.
Well, is Griffin Jax enough for you?
I need a little bit more than that. I mean, I don't think that they'll make the Kwan move, but Kwan could be out there. Alcantara could be out there. Bedard. I mean, there's other moves to be made from the Pirates.
Yeah.
So I've Jax for the Twins.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got, 7 hours or whatever it is to make this happen. He better make something happen.
BT and Sal Show on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Mad Mike is in Charlotte. What's up, Mad Mike?
Mike, what's going on, buddy?
This keeps happening.
Yeah,
here.
it does happen.
Neil is in Brooklyn. Neil?
BT and Sal, how's it going, fellas?
Good, what's up?
Hey, Neil. How are you, buddy?
Sal, obviously loving the moves. Mets had to bolster the bullpen, but what I'm really loving more, and what I think is the biggest difference between this regime and the Freddie Coupons days, is the idea that we are developing talent at the major league level while simultaneously trying to go for it. I love that. You see Mauricio getting reps. Obviously, Beatty, Vientos, Acuna, all of them are getting major league reps while we're trying to win, and I feel like that's the mark of a franchise going in the right direction.
Yeah, well, that's not the plan, though, Neil, and thank you for the call. Mauricio was never the plan. Guys got hurt, and Mauricio was a necessity. Also, Mark Vientos has done nothing this year. So they, out of necessity, had to give Mauricio an opportunity. There was some thought that even he was going to get sent down when guys started to come back. Mm-hmm. Rightfully, they stuck with him, and he's rewarding them by being a nice player at the bottom of their order. And you could live with it when the other guys are doing what they're doing. But the plan wasn't like, oh, yeah, let's develop all these guys. No, they're trying to fix that and clean it up. I think Mauricio is going to be their third baseman the rest of the way. I would not be surprised if they cleaned up this glut of infielders ahead of today's 6 p.m. deadline.
I think they have to. I think it would be foolish not to. I think they know that. You can't play 10 guys, it's not softball with a short center fielder and behind second base. So they'll make some more moves. But I get his point about the younger players, even if it wasn't fully the plan, getting live reps in a pennant race. And, if you're a good organization, which they've obviously become and they're getting there, the better the infrastructure, the easier it is to say, all right, we trust, even though Lindor's not hitting, we trust Lindor, we got Soto, we got Pete, McNeil's a pro, we got this, we can play this kid a little bit. That's why, and again, it's not apples to apples, but that's why it was easier for Jeter in '96 to just ascend to the starting shortstop, because they had a lot of veteran players who did their job well. The worst situation is, like, if these were the old Mets and you throw Mauricio out there and they're just a train wreck of a franchise, or Beatty, it might ruin them. But I think that it's kind of elevated them and accelerated their growth.
Maybe, but I could even argue that because they're not getting consistent playing time with Beatty or Acuna, then what are they going to be? Are they going to be part-time players? The Mets have already made their decision on them. Honestly, I don't care. I'm not worried about those guys. I'm not worried right now about the development. And you can call and say, yeah, it's nice to do both. The last thing I am concerned about at the major league level is developing players. That's what I've got on the Yankees for. I don't want to see Volpe develop here or Dominguez develop here. I want to see them here and produce here. If Mauricio wasn't producing, I'd want him out. If Vientos was, he's obviously beyond like a prospect now. You know what he is.
Yeah.
Beatty, same thing. Beatty not contributing, get him out. And we kind of made our decision on what Beatty's going to be. He could be a serviceable, decent player. He's not going to be the everyday third baseman, or at least not, in my opinion, on a championship team. Acuna at least contributes defensively and with his speed late in games. That's fine. So there's a contribution level to the major league team that can help them at times. If not, then send him down. I'm worried about the major league team and how they're going to win as many games as possible, not worrying about developing guys at the major league league level.
Well, I understand that, but I also think there's something to be said. Like, think about Vientos. Now, Vientos not having a good year, but his path, obviously, they didn't really believe in him. You're in Syracuse. Hell, he comes up for the expansion of the roster, hits a home run. The next day, they send him down last year. Like, there was no belief, I don't think, internally of him. Beatty obviously has had multiple chances and multiple setbacks in terms of going back to AAA, and he's kind of coming out a little stronger on the other side. Now, Mauricio has a major glitch in his game, and he's going to have to learn how to hit that off-speed pitch a lot better. But the fact that he's starting to show some signs after looking utterly inept doing that early, to me, there's growth. So the Mets are winning, and these other young players are getting some experience against talent that you just don't see in AAA.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Sal's calling from North Carolina. What's up, Sal?
Hey, good morning, guys. Listen, I think I'm not saying Volpe's a Gold Glover, but Goldie could have had that the other day, and Rice should have had it yesterday. And I do like Rice, but I think that's only 2 in 1 week.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what was happening from April, May, and June.
Well,
so you take away a few more, and it's a lot less. And you see Alonso over there; he saves Lindor and the second baseman a lot. He gives those balls out of the third.
Yeah, but Sal, here's a couple things, and this came up yesterday on the show, and thanks for the call. It's a fair point, but number one, yeah, I mean, when you have a great defensive first baseman like Donnie, like Keith, I mean, Pete's very good picking the ball. Teixeira was phenomenal. Catch the freaking baseball. I mean, Tino was great at that as well for a righty. But it's not their job, even though you'd like it to be part of their job description, to save Anthony Volpe's worm burners. Anthony Volpe is responsible. I just defended him, very passionately last segment to an extent with certain things. But I got to call for what it is. Throw the ball in the chest, dude. You're not in the hole like Jeter jumping into the air and throwing it across the diamond. These are routine plays. And I also think, Sal, that, the Sal that just called, not Sal, my partner, but Sal in Carolina, and when you talk about how they could have saved a few, what about the 5 or 6 or 7 that they've already saved him on this year? So, yes, he could have fewer than the errors that he has. He could also have a lot more if those guys didn't save him the first couple of months.
And what I would say is, 1, Volpe takes blame for the bad throws.
Yep.
2, the first baseman got to be better defensively as well.
I agree with that. Ben Rice, can you pick one?
But
at least I've seen Goldschmidt pick some.
Well, Goldschmidt has been proven to be a terrific defender, which is part of the appeal of bringing him in. The bloom is off the rose here with Goldschmidt, by the way, as was somewhat predictable.
Well, that's why I said I wanted to sell them 2-3 weeks ago. But that was nuts.
You're not going to get anything for him.
I don't need anything for him. I'll put Bellinger at first base.
Part of why the Yankees wanted him is because of his defense, veteran bat. He started out on fire. Everybody's taking their bows. We want a Goldschmidt. We want a Goldie. Well, now what?
He's still better than Rizzo, though.
And Ben, I honestly believe you could have been better than Rizzo at certain
I
points
could pick that.
year.
I would have made that play the other night. That's the one thing I could do.
And then my point about Rice is, well, what do you expect? He's not
first baseman by trade.
He's not a good defensive player.
Yeah.
Like, he's now their backup catcher. He's not a good catcher. And he's not a good first baseman. He's a DH by trade. It's similar to what Vientos. I don't like the theory of young guys that don't have a spot. Now, luckily with the DH, being universal, maybe you could find a spot for these guys. And obviously you want Ben Rice's bat in the lineup. And let's not make it like he's hitting 350 either. I mean, Ben Rice is a threat when he's up there.
Yep.
He's not some superstar offensive player just yet. So we tend to hold on to the flashes. Dominguez, Volpe, whoever, Vientos, Acuna, you pick a player. Rice, you hold on to the flashes. And there is certainly upside with a lot of these guys. But forget the flashes and look at what's been the constant. And the constant has just not been good enough. End of story for the majority of these young players.
Yeah, I mean, to me, when that's an interesting way to look at it, like holding on to the flashes. Yeah, I think we've done that for so long.
Like, Dominguez made a great play last night in left field.
Yeah. By the way, I was watching the post-game show, and Curry's, and he's on TV now as well. So, but he's a straight shooter. Like, he's not a Yankee apologist. And so I thought the same thing. Like, it was a good catch. I don't know if it was an all-time amazing catch.
And for him, it was like a great catch.
True. I was like, that's fair. I was like Griffey scaling the wall for him the way he's looked in left field lately. But Curry gave last night a statistic that it was a 95% catch probability, which struck me as almost unfair to the catch. Like, all right, I'm not saying it was a 10%.
Seemed better than that, though.
I mean, maybe you want to tell me 70, 68, 73. All right, 95%. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying he took the most direct route. But the flashes that we hold on to, we've done that. Greg Jeffries, we did that. You name a prospect coming up, we've done it. Because you almost have to, because at least a flash gives you a potential ceiling. but there's also a shelf life on that. I mean, if you get the flash and then it flickers out and it doesn't come back, well, now you kind of are that player more than you're not.
Like you could say that with Vientos, and that's the challenge in the front office. It's something that I've been critical of Brian Cashman for is he'll ride it out. Patience. Ride it out until Torres is free agent and see you later. Or whatever. Okay, guys, contract is up. See you later. Whereas I hope David Stearns is not that patient. And where he sees Vientos and says, yeah, there was incredible flashes a year ago. He's one of the Mets' best players, offensive performer, right up there with Lindor, who was a candidate to win the MVP, regular season, postseason, whatever. But was it a flash in the pan? Was that the anomaly? That's a gamble he might be willing to take, saying, you know what, I don't believe in what he did last year as being sustainable, and I'm going to trade him now and not just sit here and wait. How long do you wait it out? Okay, maybe this year was the aberration, so bring him back next year. And then what happens if he starts slow again next year? Is it, but 2 years ago.
Well, now he's got no value at that point.
Oh, well, that's another part of it, too. So even with Luis Robert, who we bring up before, okay, well, yeah, he had a big season or two, whatever it was, and now you hold on to that.
Yep.
Like, there's obviously circumstance around it. There are no other center fielders, so is it worth it, when you talk about from the Mets perspective, to get Robert and hope that maybe he could regain some of that, or just go get Bader or Mullins and you know what their floor and ceiling are?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways they could go. Listen, I also think with somebody like Robert, and to a lesser extent Cedric Mullins, unlike Vientos, you know, if they're 0 for 4, they could still impact the game. Vientos will not. So that should be part of the evaluation. I know we got a ton of calls we want to get to. BT and Sal, real quick, 6:01 tonight. Is, in your opinion, gut, Vientos on the team, yes or no?
I'm going to say no.
I think he's going to be traded too.
Maybe my gut, I don't know, maybe my gut says yes, but I want them to clean this up. And I feel like if he is traded, it's not going to be for Robert. Although maybe it is. I honestly don't know. I'm hoping that there's a bigger package, that they get Brandon Lau from the Rays, and he would be a part of that and kind of clean up, like we talk about, that abundance of infielders. One last one before we break. The Padres, is according to Buster Olney, Padres have had extensive talks with the Red Sox about Jarren Duran. Sox keep saying no. And with the Guardians about... and the Padres have had talks with the Guardians about Stephen Kwan. Some rival execs fully expect the Padres to land one of the two by the end of the day.
Wow.
Now, we could sit here and say, hey, congrats to Stearns and Cohen and going all in getting a bullpen. You mentioned the Phillies with getting Duran. Yeah. Dude, the Padres getting Miller.
Seattle's made some nice moves.
But I'm talking about from a national league perspective with the Mets. If the Padres get Miller and then potentially Kwan or Duran, and they're loaded as it is. They just swept the Mets. They made them look, I mean,
this is a good time. This is fun.
BT and Sal on the Fan. The biggest football contest in Vegas, Circa Million and Circa Survivor, are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week, 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread, lasts the longest to win it all, $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Game. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain Scent Boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in New York, New Jersey. And our more than 280 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
My mama told me you better shop around.
Notes here we'll do before we get back to the calls. Padres used their top prospect, ranked number 3, as we said, and their top pitching prospect. I'm following along with Max Goodman here, who's done some stuff with me over at SNY, covers the Yankees for NJ Advanced Media, so I'll give him a shout-out as he reports this here, or just writes this. So the Padres used their number 3 prospect overall, according to the MLB Pipeline, and their top pitching prospect, plus 2 more of their top 20s for Mason Miller and J.P. Sears. That would be the equivalent of the Yankees trading Lombard Jr., Cam Schlittler, and more.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. No,
just to give
I'm
you an
fine
idea,
with that then.
I wouldn't do that either for Miller, especially now with the Yankees. I don't think Miller would be the final piece for them. Obviously, he'd help. I'm not giving up Lombard, not for that. Now, it gets a little more interesting here, BT. Heyman tweeting that there's an NL West battle brewing for Stephen Kwan. Padres, Dodgers, and potentially others outside the division.
The Dodgers are going to try to get Kwan? Come on. How many players do they need?
Active Padres plus rival Dodgers and others still in the mix for Kwan. The more I think about it, dude, man, Mets should get in there. The Yankees got to go get him. Okay, here's another one from Heyman a minute ago. Astros, Cubs, Red Sox,
Yankees
in on Sandy Alcantara. Value is up on Sandy.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what you'd have to give up to get him. This is obviously speculation. You're not giving up Lombard or Spencer Jones.
Might have to give up Spencer Jones. I don't think Lombard. No, but
I think it would be Dominguez. I think that's the move that they would make.
Now, do you see? To me, first, would Alcantara be a difference maker to you with this Yankees team?
Yes. Define difference maker.
Making them a World Series caliber team.
They're already a World Series caliber team. I mean, if you're a playoff team, you're a World Series caliber team. I mean, listen, there's varying degrees of confidence.
Oh, you think they're going to make the playoffs? You don't think they're going to win the World Series?
I don't, but I mean...
So would Alcantara change your mind in that?
If he comes and he's the Alcantara that Miami's enjoyed for a couple of seasons, and he's right behind Max Fried and Luis Hill, I mean, the odds go up a little bit.
I don't see how when they have so many other flaws.
But they also have a lot of pluses that you choose to ignore.
That's not true.
All you do is point out the Yankee flaws. What do you think the Yankees are good at? What do you think the Yankees do really well?
I think they can mash and hit home runs.
Okay.
They have power.
I agree. And the OPS and the home run numbers reflect
you're
that,
making
Sal.
it like I'm not a Yankee fan. It has nothing to do with it.
I'm not saying that, but I just want to...
By the way, I think the Yankees are going to win the division. You don't.
I don't.
I think the Yankees have some strengths. I don't think they're good. I didn't think they were good last year, and they got to the World Series. I don't think they're fundamentally, to me, not a good team. Prove me wrong. You and I have had that argument.
I'm not fighting that.
But
I agree.
We did fight about that in June, and now you've come along to my side.
Well, because they weren't doing that in April and May. It started in the Red Sox series in June,
and it never went away. You were saying, "Oh, it's not going to happen," and it did.
I thought it was
this is not.
I thought it was a bad weekend, Sal.
This is not. Okay.
And then once I saw that it was a bad month and a half, I'm like, guys, this isn't that good.
This is not Sal picking apart the Yankees. This is Sal seeing a baseball team that he just doesn't believe in for many different reasons. Why does Austin Wells have his head directly up his butt on the base paths yesterday? Is that my fault? Why can't Anthony Volpe throw the ball from shortstop to first base and hit somebody in the chest region? Is that my fault? And by the way, Aaron Judge is hurt. Giancarlo Stanton can't play the outfield. Do I need to go on? Dominguez is borderline major leaguer. He's got, there are flaws all over the place. Now, with that being said, yeah, the American League isn't good. You get in the playoffs, anything can happen. The Yankees' bullpen is a sieve, and that's with Devin Williams and Luke Weaver there. They're both healthy. What's the excuse? Why don't they have an 8-9 lockdown bullpen? There's a lot of issues there. Oh, and by the way, their strength.
I agree.
With an ace with Max Fried, he pitches every 5 days. So, yeah, I like that.
Luis Hill is coming back. He won the Rookie of the Year last year.
He hasn't thrown a pitch this year.
I understand that, but until we see what he looks like, let's give him a chance to be good again like he was a year ago.
All I'm saying is I told you what I would do to fix it. I would go get Kwan. That gives them, get this, a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Do they have one right now? The answer is
I'd give up Dominguez for Kwan. I'd give up Dominguez at a pitch. I'm not giving up Jones and Schlittler. There's no way I'm doing that.
That's fine. That's a different argument. I'm saying that I think they could be better. I don't think Alcantara, to me, makes enough of a difference. If you're going to give up what it would take to get him, I would rather see the Yankees go get Kwan. If you're giving up Dominguez specifically, I would rather do that for Kwan because they don't have a leadoff hitter or a Gold Glove left fielder. They do have an ace. And Alcantara's got a 6 ERA.
I understand that, but he's also had high-end stuff for years. And I don't even know if they're going to get him. But here's the thing. The reason why I asked you, what do the Yankees do well? And you said they mesh. And you're right. And by the way, they've shown, dare the Yankees ever get any credit, but I'm going to give it to them a little bit. I mean, the Yankees have won a couple of games without Aaron Judge.
Right.
I mean, so that's at least a good sign. So the Yankees offense does mash to an extent, right?
Bellinger's a stud. There's a lot of...
So they hit, right?
Their scale,
but just dumb it down. They hit, right? They hit. I mean, they hit with power.
But my question is going to be, is that enough in the postseason?
No, which is why I don't think they're a World Series team right now.
Which is why I want Kwan, because...
I get that, but what I'm saying is, if the Yankees mash, and everybody knows that they do, then...
Or could have the potential to make,
Yeah, but I mean, thus far they've mashed. The OPS and the home runs reflect that, whatever. We'll see if they do it in October. But because they can hit home runs, and they've got a couple of real threats in the lineup, you can't tell me, even though I don't think they're going to even win the division, you can't tell me that with Fried and with Heel and then with a Rodon and Alcantara that the Yankees wouldn't have a fighting chance. They would have a fighting chance.
A fighting chance is different. I guess the difference to me
There's no move that they can make today that guarantees them to win. This is not 2000.
Right.
This is not the 90s. Baseball's different.
So if you could make two big moves for the Yankees, what would the two big moves be?
I would get the Pirates pitcher.
Correct.
I would do that.
I would agree with you there.
And I would probably go for Merrill Kelly. I'm not that interested. I would probably go for Alcantara.
Yeah.
And take my chance with a flame-throwing, high-end, pitcher, and hope to God that Volpe figures it out and that Judge is healthy.
Right, and that's where we disagree. I would get a bullpen arm. You want to tell me Bednar? That's fine. I would go get at least one lights-out bullpen arm. And by the way, the Yankees could use a closer. Like, Bednar can close for them, and you move everybody else down. It's not like, Williams has to be the closer, or Weaver can take that role over. They could use a closer. So go get Bednar, or whatever top reliever that they could get.
They have to do that.
Okay, so that's fine. So that's one. And then I would go get Kwan. Now, you want to tell me you need a depth starter? Sure. If you want to tell me Kwan and Alcantara, I'm all for that. Like, that's putting on your big boy pants and going all in. And by the way, if you get Kwan, you can give up Dominguez. I don't know about that move, but let's say you give up Dominguez and get Alcantara. That's your starter. You could get Bednar probably a lot cheaper than having to give up one of your top guys. To get Kwan, then you're going to have to give up Spencer Jones and maybe Schlittler. I would do that to then really say, okay, well, now we're going to get in, and now we have a chance. Just because the Mets made some great moves, they're not. Look at the Padres. Like, look at them on paper. They're loaded too. Phillies are good. Like, there are no guarantees. Are you in or are you out? And it seems to me like the Yankees are out. If they're in, go get Kwan. Go get Alcantara. That's what the Yankees used to do. Go get Bednar.
I don't think the Yankees are out. I mean, listen, they picked up money on McMahon, and they ate whatever remained of DJ's. Like, the one thing of his contract, the Yankees are at least absorbing. Like, that hasn't really been talked about because we talk about their deficiencies, and they played so sloppily now for the greater part, 5 weeks, whatever it's been, maybe slightly more. And along the way, like, they're showing a propensity, something they have not done for a while, that they're willing to eat some of this money. Ryan McMahon makes $16 million a year this year, next year, the year after. They finally said, thank God, you and I have been screaming about this louder than everybody forever. They finally ate what remains of DJ's money. Listen, the game has also changed, Sal, where it just used to be the Yankees' big game hunting. That's not the case anymore.
But why are other teams doing it? Why could the Padres do it? Why
could you sit here acting like the Yankees have $193 million payroll? They're third in baseball.
No, I'm saying,
and they just added.
I'm saying I want to see them be aggressive.
I do too.
Why is Stephen Kwan not a thought process for the Yankees?
How do we know that it's not?
Well, let's see him get it done.
Hold on. Listen, now Cashman might do what I'm not really willing to do, and I like Kwan. I'm not giving up Jones and Schlittler. You can have Dominguez. I'd probably even give you Dominguez and Schlittler. I'm not giving you Jones and Schlittler. Okay. That's me. But so I don't know what Cashman's thinking.
You're probably going to have to give up, forget about even Kwan. If you're going to go big game hunting this trade deadline, you're probably going to have to give up Dominguez or Spencer Jones. Would you be willing to do that?
Yes, okay. And I would prefer to give up Dominguez.
Now, the reports have been that the Yankees don't seem like they're going to be willing to do that with this team.
The four names they're trying to hold on, throw Lombard in and Schlittler. Well, I saw Martino had that yesterday. Like, they can make moves, but everybody's asking for those four guys, and right now they've been reluctant to do it.
I think there's a difference between trading Lombard and trading either Dominguez or Jones, or like, somebody's going to tell me what the Yankees are trying to do. I don't know. Austin Slater, that's the move that they made so far. Now, like you said, there's still several hours to go here. I expected they're going to get a bullpen arm. It's literally the least they could do is add a bullpen arm, but are the Yankees all in? I don't know. Maybe they will be. Maybe they won't be. I don't have that confidence. So whereas I knew the Mets, who feel like this is their window, they're going to strike, regardless of how the results are. The Padres, they're all in. There is no disputing it. And with the Yankees, they're not going to be sellers, and they might be halfway buyers. And just to me, that's not good enough. Now, does it mean that they can't get to a World Series? Maybe they could. Who knows? They did last year. I didn't think they were any good, so it doesn't matter.
You got time to do it. So the criticisms that everybody's levied, right now they're accurate. It could change while we're on the air. It could change while we're driving home. It could change during Evan and Tiki out of Giants camp. And if it doesn't, well, then that's a conversation tomorrow. But somebody like Slater, like, I don't really waste a lot of energy on a guy. What is he batting? What number is he batting today? I know you said
seven,
he's batting seventh.
Yeah.
He's
but that's
batting
the move that
seventh.
they made. Like,
he's going to play. I said to you yesterday, Sal, if he gets like 10, 12 at-bats in the next 5, unless he goes 3 for 4 today, then you run him back out. He ain't going to play. So, like, to me, to take the Austin Slater almost as a punchline like that the Yankees aren't doing anything is ridiculous because he's not going to play.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing today.
I understand he's playing today.
I mean, he's playing today.
He didn't play last night.
Yeah. Did he even arrive?
Yeah, he did. They activated him for the game.
But where's the move then that's going to prove that he wouldn't play? Like they added
Judge
him.
comes back, and if he could play right field, that's one. That's obviously the move.
Right.
If they get Quan, or if they trade Dominguez, if they do whatever they do, if they trade Goldschmidt, they put Bell. I mean, there's things to do.
I hope they go get Alcantara. I hope they get Quan. I want to see them. I just want to see them pick a direction. Either tell me it's going to be about the young guys and figure out what Dominguez is, or bring up Spencer Jones, or you want to say that you're going to be in it and you believe you can win because you're the New York Yankees and it's a weak American League and you're going to be in the postseason. Go try to chase down the Jays and still could do that. Cashman's been aggressive. He's been aggressive to his extent, not to like over aggressive.
I'm not saying anybody's really barometer. He's been too cautious.
Well, I'm not saying,
pushing back on that.
Yeah, I'm not saying get ripped off and be reckless and stupid. I'm saying that if you're going to do it, then go do it. Go get Quan, go get Alcantara, go get Bednar.
I'm going to tell you, all the things that they haven't done or that they have done that we're not sure about yet, the thing that, I know we got to break, the thing that bothers me most is that Spencer Jones has not been called up. That bothers me the most.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
When Judge got hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying before that. Judge gets hurt. This guy's got 30 home runs. I know he had a back spasm. 30 home runs in the minors. He's got an OPS over 1,100. Runs like the wind's got a rocket. Call him up. Give him a shot.
No, who needs that power when you have Volpe's power there? 888-808-119.
6 home runs, 43 at bats.
Yeah, be a BT and Sal on the fan. More calls. We come back.
All right. Hey, listen, take it a Cadillac.
Working remote from Caroline. The coffee's cold. The chair is broke. And someone hot box the studio with Bigfoot smoke. And it's one to brag at the fans. Give us.
the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Whether you want to combine multiple bets for a chance at a bigger payout or place live bets as the game unfolds, BetMGM, the best place to bet long ball, has all the home run betting options you need. Download the BetMGM app, sign up, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. New Jersey only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Rain and thunderstorms. High 86.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires. They sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War is streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall.
Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
A warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people.
Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out my journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
The back-to-school deals at Kohl's are so good, it'll feel like spoiling yourself. With 20% off the stuff your kids will actually wear, like jeans, tees, sneakers, and more. You can do it all without overdoing your budget. See? Sometimes parents get spoiled too. Head to Kohl's or Kohls.com to start the year off right for less. Select styles. Coupon ends August 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released third generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 15% off.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Cody Rhodes momentarily in studio as well, BT.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, one of the biggest names in the WWE. We had Triple H on yesterday. SummerSlam this weekend, of course, at MetLife, so we can talk to Cody Rhodes coming up in a little bit. Not sure he's a baseball fan, definitely a football fan, but either way, when news breaks, we'll have it here.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, remember when we went to Saturday night's main event, me, you, and Hoff, and the way it ended? When
Cody
he was
got taken out on the stretcher.
After they went off TV.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sitting there saying, is this real? Did they break for it? Was this a shoot?
I went back and watched that Unreal show again. You've seen him.
Yeah.
You saw it last night?
No. I thought you meant I recorded it.
Yeah. I went back and watched the Unreal show because it goes over like what has already happened.
Yeah.
So like they had the behind the scenes of that night, and it's bizarre to see.
Did they really?
Yeah, and then like you could see Triple H saying, "Okay, well, cameras are off now. Now let Kevin Owens go in there and pile drive him, and okay, get him out in the stretcher." Like it's fascinating.
Wow.
You love it, dude. You got to check it out.
Okay.
Either way, Cody Rhodes should be joining us momentarily. Jim
Bowden.
Jim Bowden. And again, dude, who knows? Nightingale, I don't even want to read his reports, although I will. Nightingale first. Padres have no plans to trade closer Robert Suarez, giving them the best bullpen in baseball. They also may keep Dylan Cease after getting JP Sears. So that is a conflicting report with what we heard otherwise.
Very different, yeah, with them.
And then, what was I going to say?
Bowden.
White Sox continue conversations regarding trading Luis Robert. Mets, Phillies, and freaking Padres still involved.
The Padres are just going big game hunting, boy.
Dude, I mean, I don't even. Did they need Luis Robert? Like, I'd be lying if I said that I'm locked and loaded on the Padres roster, but they are loading up. Good for them. I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect going all in.
Well, you don't look at the Padres as a team that maybe generates quite the money that the Yanks and the Mets do, but you look at the attendance figures. Padres are top 5.
Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful ballpark, great
awesome.
city. The team is very good.
Yep.
One more from Martino here. I gave you what he said before about the conundrum that the Yanks are facing, trying to get an impact reliever without giving up Dominguez, Rice, Jones, Lombard, Schlittler. So far, that's been tough. He then mentioned that they are nonetheless still hoping expecting to trade for some pen help today. But that's like...
Yeah. Well,
So all right, so let me ask you. You were asking before what we think the Mets are going to come away with. We both agree that they're going to get at least a bat, probably a center field or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with the Yankees?
I think the Yankees are going to get one starter, and I think the Yankees are going to get one relief arm.
Okay. So a bullpen arm and a starter.
Yeah.
And you'd be okay with that depending on
upon who they are. Like if it's
got to be a high leverage bullpen arm at least.
That's what I'm saying. If it's not, I'm not happy. If it is, I'm pretty happy. And the starter, if it's like a Alcantara would make me happy. Zach Gallen, I'd be cool with. If it's Merrill Kelly, and I think it would have to depend on the ceiling of these guys. But if they have to get it, dude, there's no way. We could sit here all days until the cows come home. There is no way that Cashman walks away with nothing today.
No, I would think but
I mean, come on,
but if it's
man.
not, here's what nothing would be in my mind.
Yeah,
nothing would be a nondescript reliever like Griffin Jacks. Okay, whatever. But is that the arm that's going to be a difference maker in the Yankees bullpen? Maybe. I guess you could argue a bullpen arm that is not a legit high leverage arm.
Well, there's only so many left here.
I know, but I'm saying that they could get a bullpen arm that could be, they think they could turn him into somebody.
I know what you're saying.
Like Frost or even Cruz or whatever. Like, it can't be those guys.
No, I agree. I mean, but there's only so many of those top flight guys still out there.
Right.
I mean, 3 or 4
are
already off the market.
Board. Yeah.
So,
well, Bednar would be the clear one.
Yeah.
He's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Bona fide. I mean, that's the one. At the very least, you want to see them get that. All right. John is in Bayonne. What's up, John?
Hey, Sal. BT, you hit the nail right on the head with Volpe. 58 RBIs. I think it's like 13, 14 home runs. So sending them down was not worth it. Errors only 15. They started recurring when Oswald Cabrera went down. You had to worry about what's on the right. And it got into the kid's head. And as far as Dominguez, I don't trade him. I keep him. Because I remember a guy named Bernie Williams, if they traded him, look what he turned out for. Number 3 is, as far as center field for the Mets, there's a guy called Crow Armstrong for the Cubs. He was 19 years old, and you traded him for Javier Vasquez or Diaz or whatever.
Javi Baez, get the name right. John, what's your point?
Okay,
what's your point?
What I'm trying to say is, Sal, you cannot trade top flight prospects.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay.
You can't.
No, you can. You can. You have to hope that they're the right one. You can, or you can hold on to them. Dominguez, all I heard was the Martian, 8 home runs in 7 games, whatever it was. How many home runs he got in the entire year this year? Like, Dominguez now is Jason Dominguez. Forget Volpe, which is now 3 years in. We could argue about that. Jason Dominguez, what we thought he was a year ago, what we thought he was coming into the season, and when I say we, I mean everybody, myself included. What we thought he was a year ago, 2 years ago, coming into the season versus what he is now, You could not be more different. There's still potential there, but Jason Dominguez has not been anywhere close to what we expected him to be, even as recently as the start of the season.
Listen, the sample from a couple of years ago when he had, 7 or 8 home runs, whatever it was.
In maybe 8 games, whatever.
Yeah, it was a lot of home runs. Where he is now, it's not commensurate with what I thought he would be.
But even they were expecting him to be the leadoff hitter this year.
No, I know.
Before the season.
I don't want. I would trade Dominguez for the right person. All right, but even there's a reluctance. I would do it though. Like I'm not half stepping it. I would do it. I would trade Dominguez, but I would do so with regret because they never put him in his natural position, and he's 22. And yeah, we've gotten some answers on Dominguez. We haven't gotten all the answers on Dominguez, and I'd like to kind of see the process through and get all the answers. The problem is, if you wait long enough to get those answers, and the answers aren't what you wanted to see, well, now the trade value is diminished, and now it changes what you could do in a year or two.
And by the way, I don't even know if I would trade him at this point. Like, I'm not saying he's a total bust. All I'm saying is that the excitement around him was, Dominguez.
I know.
Like, not just a player, like
a franchise-altering,
high impact, like switch hitting.
Yep.
There are already limitations in left field. The average isn't there. The power isn't there. Like, they're nursing along another guy that is trying to get him more seasoning at the big league level, just like Volpe. The expectation was one of the top shortstops in the game. That was the expectation. That wasn't fake.
But the difference with Volpe and Dominguez, Volpe's got a first year on film, on tape that's just more maybe believable than what Dominguez has put on tape so far.
Yeah, but the other
even with Volpe's first year flaws.
The other difference is that it's year 3 for Volpe and it's year 1.
No, I know, but I'm going back to year 1. Like I'm saying, Volpe year 1.
In year 1, there was
Gold
at least
Glove, power, more steals. Like you're like, all right, he's going to eventually get on base more. Now he hasn't really.
There was reason to believe it was going to get better in year 2.
There was just more evidence on the major league level than Dominguez.
BT and Sal on the fan. We'll keep it going with the conversation as far as the trade deadline stuff for both the Mets and the Yankees. We'll have a little fun with Cody Rhodes in studio ahead of SummerSlam this weekend when we come back.
The Yankees and Rays play ball for a Thursday matinee. 105 today.
Giddy up, baby. Giddy up. God, it's a home run.
Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
More Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda during the Mazda More to Move You sales event. Get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-90 plug-in hybrid or a 2025 Mazda CX-50. No payments for 90 days. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. APR at $1,475 for $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, title, and registration. VIN S1235648. MSRP $52,870. VIN SN356011. MSRP $32,280. Ends 9/2/25.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school. You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total wireless in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid at store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
We're talking New York sports. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Here, Cody. BT Sal on the fan. You got his mic there, Dove? Okay. BT Sal on the fan in studio with Cody Rhodes. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. As we welcome in Cody Rhodes to the studio here. Now, we've had Triple H. We've had Seth Rollins. We've had Damian Priest. We've had a bunch of other Sergeant Slaughter or whatever.
Sasha.
Nobody has come in. Sasha Banks
Yes.
or Mercedes Moné. Nobody has come in with their own makeup artist like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that was she didn't discriminate there. She walked right in and powdered me right in front of everybody. So, you know, that is what it is.
You feel the star power
hey,
of the Orioles.
he's a star,
the
man.
team.
A walking team of people powdering him up before he sits down for a radio
That's the
interview.
team. Kristen with a knee. She's everywhere. Yeah, Kristen with a knee.
How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Good? How you feeling, man?
I feel
It's coming
great.
up. Big stuff out of you here.
I feel really. This is SummerSlam's first two night, and there's so much responsibility in the fact that it's two nights in terms of MetLife. This is a huge, iconic stadium, a lot of energy. Plus, we're at WWE's backyard, and it needs to be the first one. Needs to be the absolute best one to set the standard. If we can keep doing this two nights each year, and then not just WrestleMania be a two-night affair. So having Jelly Roll, having Cardi B, John Cena's farewell tour, all these elements of it are really important. I think everyone coming Saturday and Sunday is in for a lot of surprises and the good stuff.
And of course, you mentioned it, the first ever two-night SummerSlam takes place this Saturday, Sunday, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. The event streams live in the U.S. exclusively on Peacock beginning at 6, and then it's available internationally on Netflix. Do you like the two nights from a performer's perspective?
Oh, I love it. I love the two nights because no matter how much you love wrestling, and I learned this when I was doing the independent stuff, well, one of them, House of Glory in New York, doing independent wrestling, they do a lot of dream matches where it's like 12 matches, and all these matches need some dedicated time. But the issue is the same as if you go see a movie. You might love the movie you're seeing. It might be Denzel, and Denzel could be your favorite actor, but we can't sit there for 5 hours without losing a little steam. You can't sit there for 7 hours. A marathon show, it ends up hurting the crowd a little bit, and then it sets up those who go last for not the best scenario. You know, beach ball going around, the wave starts off. So I like the idea of two nights because it spreads the real estate. It keeps our crowd. The crowd's going to get more bang for their buck each night, and it also helps our locker room because the real thing about what we do is the struggle to get on these events, is the struggle to headline these events. That's the most real thing in our industry is the fight for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And now there's more real estate, so that's good.
Well, we were talking to you before you came on the air, Dusty and the VHS tapes and all the different territories. I mean, within like 3 minutes, we hit like 5 or 6 different things. We were just jumping around. We're our big-time, old-school fans. But we watched some of the new stuff for sure. But, when we were coming up, it was wild. If there was an old school match, like a type of match, not a steel cage, that's obviously common, but like almost like a dangerous match that they would never do now, and you would like to be a part of it, anything jump out? Remember with Valentine and Piper with the chains? They were attached to the chain, the dog collar. Anything crazy you'd want to do?
Yeah, probably for me, I'd be interested in a first blood match. The psychology and how you do it and wrestle and the way you is really fun, and I loved first blood matches. They left a lot of, I'm thinking more from the behind the scenes perspective. Yeah. But they left a lot of ways you could do it and keep guys whole, basically. First blood match is one. Dog collar I don't see ever happening because of the neck and the whole, but You know what, too? Here's one that I've kind of thought about. I don't know what you'd name it because we have street fights. Like John Cena and I, SummerSlam, it's a street fight. And it will be full tilt boogie, everything we can think of.
Oh, you
right?
made it, like if I'm in the crowd, you might come over and like elbow me or something.
It's quite possible. Quite possible.
Ooh.
So we go, we'll see how hard it all goes, but a knockdown, drag out brawl. I don't know what it would take for us to put, and this is just a future match maybe, what we would call it. I used to love when they do the ropes in barbed wire.
Really?
I thought it was because Dusty and Tully would do.
Yikes, Tully Blanchard.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, there was something about just the danger. You know, WWE's done the Inferno match where you get near the fire.
Yes.
The danger of getting close. It's just like a kind of performer competitor's dream. I don't know. That's one I've thought about a lot in terms of that barbed wire and putting them on the ropes. But yeah,
And it was always real barbed wire, right? Oh, yeah, that wasn't gimmicked. Though.
It's
That
real.
wasn't-
It's real. You a lot of these items you've got to be really careful because if you gimmick them by today's standards, it's easy for somebody to find out. You gimmick them, and the first time Terry Funk falls back into barbed wire and gets all tangled up, you realize, uh-oh. I just saw, I did a tour at the WWE warehouse, and I saw Triple H's 2x4 with the barbed wire wrap that he set on fire to hit Mankind in Hell in the Cell. Oh, my gosh, the amount of things that were in this match that I just realized.
I've seen that show. That's a great show.
Oh, it's an iconic shot.
I love it.
And the fans who were with me on the tour, the first thing they wanted to do is a little touch on it, and they found out, like, yeah, it's real barbed wire.
Wow,
yeah.
man. You keep mentioning, we're in studio BT Sal on the Fan with Cody Rhodes. We'll keep you up to date on any trades that happen here ahead of the Major League Baseball trade deadline coming up at 6. You keep saying Dusty. Obviously, that's your father, so it's weird to refer to him as Dusty, or weird for me to hear you refer to him as Dusty.
Yeah.
How much of what you do is for your father?
Oh, I think so much of my early career was really geared towards just classic son trying to make his dad happy, son trying to make his dad proud. And a lot of times subconsciously, there's people who are really heavy-handed with, I just want him to be proud. I just want that hug. I had all that. He was loving. He was top father, just Hall of Fame level father. But you still are chasing something. I think in my case, I was chasing his legacy because, and this is not a knock on anybody, second, third generations, there aren't as many who had a father who did as much. They're out there. But he really climbed the mountain, then climbed another mountain, created all these concepts from behind the scenes to on screen. And that's just a really difficult legacy to catch up. And you hear guys all the time, oh, you know, he's not going to be able to fill those shoes or the shadow and whatever it was. I think that's part of life is I'm not afraid to chase it. I want to see if the WrestleMania WWE title. That's the thing he didn't get.
Well, I was just gonna say, do you think you now
you got him?
Do you think you now surpassed him? I know he was great before WWE and all that stuff, but do you think you have Cody Rhodes surpass your father?
I would say no every time, 10 times out of 10. However, when somebody like a Mr. Heyman or a Bruce Pritchard or WWE Unreal on Netflix, in the first episode you introduce yourself and you don't say, I'm such and such a son, it's around that time when those things happen that you realize maybe you got a little done. Maybe you carved out something for yourself, but we're always tied together. You know, myself, my brother Dustin as well.
Who's the best wrestler of the three?
Of the three, the best wrestler is Chicken, my brother. Best wrestler, and I say wrestler in terms of his in-ring is as sharp, even at 50 something, as anybody's. Best overall. I'm going to say me.
Yeah, you have to at this point. Honestly, you have to, Cody. Come on, man.
Best overall, I'm going to say me. But everyone was very different, very different.
Well, Cena's very different. And you're locking horns with Cena. He just mentioned it's going to be a wild fight. So, the styles make the fight, and obviously the energy that's going to emit into the crowd, and it's going to be absolutely off the charts insane. But I don't want to say how do you match up with John, but in terms of the dance that you guys are getting ready to do, is it something that you feel amazing about or you feel good about?
So John is, and I feel like there's so many different parallels in all different professions with this, but John was my legitimate one of three mentors in wrestling. So back in the rental car days, I drove John around for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every show, he's on last. Every show, he's sitting there. He gets his merch report. Every show, everywhere he goes, there's pandemonium because he was the face of WWE at the time. That is wonderful, and I love that. But you take those lessons, you apply them, and you hopefully make yourself. And I feel like as John has come up here now, one of the real things you're going to see at SummerSlam is I am not here as a fan. I'm not here as an apprentice. I'm trying to be here and tell you, hey, it's good. I'm going to take WWE now. It's good.
Yeah.
And that is not popular amongst John Cena fans, and there's an army of them. But that's how it's supposed to be. I do no service to you, John, if I remain the kid driving you around, asking questions and not applying the answers. So very real in terms of this entire time that we've been linked together since he came back and since Toronto, where he turned bad guy, whatever it is, this entire time has been very authentically a challenge. Very in terms of, hey, you got to see me, no pun intended. You got to see me, not the same guy, not kid. And hopefully that translates in quite a brawl.
Well, yeah, it's going to. And it's all about like a torch pass, if you will. You know, how you talk about what you're doing and how you want him to perceive you. Is he okay with this? Because now he's at a different place than you. And for some people that are selfish or just a little bit reluctant to give up that spotlight, it's not easy.
I heard John so many times talk about, I'm not going to ever hand this off. I'm not passing this. You're going to have to outrun me. I think maybe it's me, maybe it's not me, maybe he sees somebody else, but I do think he's looked at modern WWE. He's seen CM Punk, he's seen Rhea Ripley, he's seen Roman Reigns, he's seen myself, Jey Uso, I could name a bunch. He's seen us, and I think not okay with it, but I think he's aware it's a fight that he could lose. And a fight he could lose has never been a situation for John Cena. His entire run he was head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yep.
And now he's joining the fray, and that isn't the case. But that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I sound like such a dick.
No, honestly, dude, it's great. And by the way, you think he fully respects you? Fully?
I would hope so, but also not interested in finding out.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
I would hope so, because, God, I respect him.
Yeah.
God, I respect him.
Good answer.
But at a certain point, it's like, how long can you, all right.
Is what it is.
It is what it is, Yeah.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We're in studio right now with Cody Rhodes ahead of SummerSlam. First ever two-night SummerSlam taking place this Saturday and Sunday at MetLife Stadium. How much input do you have? Obviously, you've grown your career, and I want to get into that in a second, but you went to AEW. You were like the man there, all to say. Come back to WWE, still the man, but as you mentioned, there's a lot of moving parts here. The Rock and Triple H and Cena. How much say do you have in your own storylines?
They're really great. When I say I'd say Triple H, I'd say Nick Khan, and The Rock are very good about, they're aware I've got a gut instinct, they're aware I've got an education on it, and they're aware I've got my own opinions on maybe what I could do, what I should do. However, coming in here, one of the greatest gifts to come back to WWE was, you guys tell me. I've been too caught up doing this all on my own. Tell me the play. That's why we say the quarterback thing. I am the quarterback of WWE, but you're telling me the play. You tell me the play, and I have to trust you. And Unreal, this Netflix show that's showing it all, you're seeing Michael Hayes. You're seeing Mr. Heyman. These are far greater minds than I have.
Hayes a little nutty, right?
He's like all great geniuses, like Rick Rubin and all these. But you guys know more than I know. I have my gut, sure, but you know more than I know. I'm not afraid to ask you for tell me where we're running on this.
But here's the thing, I'm sorry, Sal. The thing is, like, certain quarterbacks have the ability to audible, and certain quarterbacks do not. You have earned the ability to audible when you have to audible a little bit.
I think I've earned the ability, but I rarely do it.
Okay.
Because I want to know. I want to know if you were right. And man, if you were right, where did you learn that? Michael, is that something you did with Kerry Von Erich in 1980 something? Or Mr. Heyman, is this some piece from the Dangerous Alliance that you stole? Triple H, is this something you did in your own run? I want to know. And I mean, gosh, like 9 times, pretty much 10 times out of 10, that crew is typically right. Because they did it at a high level. Like, connection is the thing. Today, it's all about these crazy athletic maneuvers and high spots and all this. That stuff's awesome. But if you are not connected with the fans, if there is not someone there who's like, I came to see Jey Uso, I came to see Rhea Ripley, if you're not, then they're not watching.
Yep.
And
Gotta tell a story.
That's the storytelling component of it. And that's where, again, I say those guys know far more than we do. So I just like to listen.
And that's why I love watching the show on Reel. I told you about
I'm
this.
jumping into it.
It
I'm
must have
sold.
just come
I
out.
love this stuff.
I
I'm
found
gonna
out
watch
about
it.
2 nights ago. I watched the first
It came out
episode.
2 nights ago, yeah.
Did it come out 2 nights? So, okay, so then obviously I found out on time. We had Triple H yesterday, so I was like, let me do some prep.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode. Then I knew you were coming in today, so I binged last night. It is great. And, you know, I was gonna ask you, and it's not just a plug, it's true, it's great. You'll love it because it goes into all that, how Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and Freebird Michael Hayes, whatever, they go into coming up with the stories and all this stuff. I was gonna ask you about Travis Scott, and I'm smacking you pretty good there. And then I learned that you were good with him. Like there was no issue whatsoever. He got you pretty good in that fight with Cena when he turned heel.
This probably will sound, I'll regret saying this, but I'm fine saying it. I am really weird in the sense that I like to get beat up. I like, man, hit me as hard as you can.
He got you good.
I don't know what it is, if it's an alpha toxic wrestler thing, hands down, hit right in the head, whatever it may be. I don't know. There's an element of violence to this that I love. And it's kind of like living when you're out there. You're in it. So that didn't bother me one bit. I actually felt bad because I wanted to say, no, it wasn't him. No. But the issue was there's this unbelievably great fan cam and 80 other cameras of it happening. So I'm like, well, I don't think I can really peel that back. But no, I wasn't. Whenever we have a guest in our house, they have to really disrespect the crew for them to turn. We really, as a company, we love a guest. Yeah. And we're trying always. You have to grow your audience. WWE has broken every record under the sun as of late. I'd hate to come back here a year from now and be like, well,
yeah,
dude, there was a kid,
you know.
Speaking of which, that kid, what the hell is this? The YouTube kid that had to run out there and was in the Rumble.
Logan Paul.
No,
Speed.
Yes, dude, you gotta see this guy's Speed. Did he really get his ass kicked?
I want to say I hope Speed comes back, but that's a good old welcome to the business moment.
You got to see this Speed.
You got a young bull in Braun Breaker who's not gonna. You can't pull it. But also put some sauce on it. That guy.
Was it a punch or a slap?
No,
spear.
A spear.
Yeah,
I
spear.
did see that. And then he got flipped onto the table.
Yeah.
They showed the cut on his leg. I was like, oh my God. Like, even in a show Unreal, which is taking you behind the scenes to show you all the inside, I was like, oh my God, is this guy really like is.
If Speed was to come back, I'd probably try to like butter that bread a little bit and give him something a little easier to do this round. You know, like, hey, buddy, just jump off the top.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right now, he's good. He's good. The good guy, his head got whipped.
I didn't see that. Well, listen, chair shots are always a risky proposition and some other stuff, but you can suplex somebody gently. You could. I don't know how you negotiate softly a spear with that. You cannot.
They did not. And I would understand. I like Speed. I would understand if he was coming on the show himself and be like, yeah, never again. I'll never go again. Just, you know, because there's also something to that. It's what we do in the ring is difficult. Not everyone, sometimes you got to feel it. He maybe felt it too much. Yep. You know, but God bless him. He got up and left, though. He was live streaming in the hall, so he got up and left.
They didn't do it for free, man.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to something you said before. Talking to Cody Rhodes, BT and Sal. It's going to be a great weekend here. Of course, Saturday, Sunday, MetLife. You got SummerSlam 2 nights. First time they've done this. So you talk about how you know, in a weird way, you like to get hurt, like pain. You like to feel it.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody has your charisma. Most don't. Not everybody has your mic skills. Like, there's certain things that obviously separate the good from the great and the great from the old time. I get that. You're welcome. But I would think that inherently almost every wrestler has to have some liking of getting hit. Otherwise, you're not a wrestler.
I don't know.
No?
These Gen Zs, their little hood up, hat on, hitting their vape pen. And I don't know if they know. And the only way they'll figure it out is if you really want the spot, you got to go through it. I remember Randy Orton when he was coming up. Pretty boy Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah.
Then he's in there with Cactus Jack and thousands of tacks are laid on the mat, and then all of a sudden he's falling into the tacks and he's bleeding and it's a mess. You got to go through it. Listen, there is an element to this that's collaboration and synergy and rhythm, but it's HD. It's in there. There's mics everywhere. So you gotta have a good chin. So maybe it's not an indictment on Gen Z. I just don't. If you don't have a good chin, I can already tell I am concerned because somebody.
Can you tell right away?
Can you tell right away? I don't like to judge right out the gate, but I do have a good barometer on gonna make it.
Yep.
Gonna make it. And I'm pretty good. A pretty good ratio of times I was correct on gonna make it. But yeah, you gotta have a good chin because this is difficult. We used to joke all the time. You'd have a black eye, you'd have a cut, something would go wrong, you'd tear a muscle. The joke used to be, well, at Ant Ballet. And that joke has moved on because if you really look into it, ballet is extremely difficult. And, like, these feet are breaking and stuff. So I don't know what the parallel is these days. But, yeah, you got to have a good chin. That's for sure.
You ever see Black Swan? That was a great movie.
What a movie,
dude. Great movie. And it made me think, like, wow, this is much more difficult than I thought. BT and Sal in studio with Cody Rhodes. So your own career, to me, it's fascinating. Son of a legend, right? Your brother in the business, all that stuff, Goldust, we mentioned that stuff before. But you started out, you certainly were not a main eventer to a point where you had to leave. You wanted to go to AEW. They made you the guy there. You became the guy there. Dude, I mean, did you ever think that this would be possible? That you would be the main eventer, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, whatever, that you would be the guy in the company, knowing the way that it started for you when you first came up in WWE?
I consider everything that happens now, including this literal moment I'm sitting in here with you fine gentlemen, I consider everything undiscovered country. I did not. I wanted it. And at a time had confidence. I was never not confident, but I was a very slow learner, and I was treated like a child because I came into the company as a child. And coming back was an opportunity to redo it all, show them exactly who I stand as now, exactly what I have. So everything is a gift. It really is. Main eventing a WrestleMania is basically like a political campaign. I mean, to get to the final two people on Sunday night, the last thing they're going to see in a show that is going to gross absurd amounts of money, bring in billions of dollars in television rights. If you actually weigh it all out and have a perspective on it, it's a little bit terrifying.
It would paralyze you probably with fear. You couldn't do your job as well.
And that's to get one.
Yeah.
Is to get one. To now having had four that's what I said, undiscovered country. I have plenty of things I still want. But a lot of people around me are asking, well, hey, what's next? You're main event WrestleMania. You won the title that Dream didn't. What's next? And that's the scary thought, but that's the fun in the game. What is next?
What is it? Is there something? I mean, what
is next is I got to win the title back in the main event at SummerSlam in a street fight. That's the immediate next.
You meant, so you called him Dream, you called him Dusty. Like, I just have this vision, especially of when you were born-ish, right around that vicinity, even a little bit younger for sure, but. I know the guys hit the road a lot at that point. Dusty wasn't home a lot. But when he was home, I don't know, was Andre the Giant coming over for a barbecue? Are you hanging out with Jimmy Snuka? I mean, what is the crew in the backyard like?
There's really great picture of us camping where Andre came.
No way.
So there's a picture of my dad in the urinal next to him, and my dad has his hand on Andre's ass. And my sister has more of these memories are vivid of him just like picking her up with one arm. And she fell off the back of a boat one time and Road Warrior Hulk snatched her up. Like softball games with Sting and Lex Luger, the Four Horsemen coming over for a Thanksgiving.
Man. Art Anderson, that group.
Double A. A very
eclectic group.
But it was so normal to me. It wasn't until I saw everything else, like what my other friends' dads did and stuff. I thought it is a little.
Yeah.
We do have a strange life. But so when I was born, for example, my dad was at the Forum in Los Angeles, and my mom went into labor, so he flew back on a private jet, which is one of the reasons that Crockett Promotions would eventually go bankrupt. The amount of use of these private jets. So he flew back with a group of wrestlers, Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, Arn Anderson, Magnum TA. And they got him obliterated on this flight. So my Aunt Bobby, who's my child's godmother, my Aunt Bobby claims she did everything. And then he just showed up for the photo.
Are you serious?
And the photo is of him. He looks completely glassed over. There's a fresh cut on his head. He's wearing the scrubs, and he's holding me, and he's just looking. He looks like he's not there, but he's there.
Yeah.
And then apparently at Presbyterian Hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina, the wrestlers, they came immediately from the plane. So the waiting room, pizza stacked sky high, stuff overturned, Arn Anderson sleeping on the floor. It's this whole scene.
Dude, that's
just to get that there for my birth. And then in his booking journal, it says Forum. It says how much money they made. It says the matches. And then at the bottom, it just says Cody born. Like just this little.
That is incredible.
I'm denoted as a booking note. Cody Bourne.
They must have had a sellout that night.
Yeah, they did well. So it was a good night.
But I don't. Some of the stuff that I love from that generation is that the guys hung out. I mean, I've read stories. We've seen documentaries. So and so driving 500 miles, drinking 35 beers. Not that you should do that, but that's what they did back then. Snorting coke, whatever they were doing. You guys don't really party together, right? You don't really. It's all like an individual entities, right? Kind of.
There's been this big shift in the partying, and Undertaker saw the shift firsthand because Undertaker was a big beer, Jack Daniels guy, hang out amongst the crew, never so much get in trouble, but always we're drinking together, we're having a good time. He was at the tail end of his run with WWE right around the time that we and Guitar Hero and things that became. Yeah. You know, what was happening now, it's a Call of Duty setup in the locker room. So I feel he was very frustrated seeing that this is what's happening. However, he's not wrong. I recently, the charter flight we had back from Saudi Arabia, I tried to get Undertaker style and get that plane going a little bit.
Nice.
So it's still there.
Okay.
But there is a piece to that. I don't mind the video game culture one bit.
Yeah.
Because they're asking us today, you're doing media, you're doing press, you're up early, you're doing wrestling matches that require you to come off your feet quite a lot. You're taking big bumps, you're rotating, your neck is at risk, all these things. I don't mind a healthier crew.
Yep.
I don't mind amino acid shake in a Call of Duty game. A healthier crew is a happier crew.
BT and Sal on the Fan In studio with Cody Rhodes. Couple more minutes here. SummerSlam, first ever two-night SummerSlam taking place this Saturday, Sunday at MetLife Stadium. One thing I learned from watching Unreal on Netflix, you can check it out. It's out there now. A lot of anxiety, almost so much so it gives me anxiety for the performance anxiety with different superstars. Yeah. Do you have performance anxiety before a big match?
Oh gosh, the way you worded that, performance anxiety.
It's tough, man. I mean,
well, you know what he meant.
So,
he didn't mean the other thing.
I popped though just how it's because I am.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I've been married for like 8 years. That's
I am very nervous. Typically, I think most of my anxiety is in the week leading up. And the big things are, and WWE, Nick Khan, Chris Legeno, these guys, Matt Altman, this talent relations core, the reason I shout them out is because what will help quell this anxiety is let me get the things I need to get in. Let me get to the gym. Let me get proper nutrition. Let me, again, all the PEDs and stuff, that's all gone now. So you have to, if you're going to be presented as an athlete, you have to live an athlete's life. You have to do this. Let me do PT. Let me do recovery. It sounds super boring, you know, cold plunge, all these things. However, if I can get them done, I mean, it's a list every pay-per-view. It's a handwritten list. If it's a list, if I can get them done when I get there, I'm in the best mood of my life. Almost too loose. I'm in the best mood because I did it all.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do is hit the freaking music. Let's go.
But now that's being prepared physically. Yeah. What about from a creative perspective when you're on the mic and you try to sell something and it's not coming to you the way it does another night? That's got, to me, that's
terrifying.
Now you put it in his head. I don't even like thinking about that.
What do you do? How do you push? Do you have to fight through it? What's the, what do you do?
Well, I think the biggest thing you could do is you can power through it, but best to use your ears. Best to use your ears. For example, I'm not wishing this upon myself, but this is MetLife. This is New York, New Jersey. This is probably an away game for me. It's John Cena's last SummerSlam was his last Mania. This is probably some booze.
No, I'm rooting for Cena. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
Jets and Giants get booed. You fit right in.
So with that awareness, you can't play it like, oh, they're all cheering for me.
Yeah.
Because people think that we Sweden sound at WWE. We don't. It's that hot when it's that hot, and it's that, oh, man, they are giving it to this person. I think with that, I just want to use my ears because I still like to, I'm a babyface in the wrestling game. I like that. That's who I am. With that in mind, I can't pretend you're not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. You know, I've been telling people, you want to do this? Let's go Cena sucks. Just put it on me. Let's go Cody sucks. Put it on me. Let's give him everything. He deserves it, right?
There you go.
He deserves it. But with that in mind, the biggest mistake, sometimes you said powering through. I don't like powering through because powering through feels like I'm just doing this for TV. This is just for the TV. But nah, I was in that arena.
Yeah.
You can hear, you know, I want them in on it. I want them in. And sometimes you get lucky. I've had the ability a few times to, okay, a little rough. Let's see if I can turn him. and then you're able to do it. That's the education. That's the, hey, I knew what to say in this moment. Because the fan is, I mean, no pun intended, the fan is our show. It is. We play lead singer or lead guitar, and they are every other instrument. Oh. So if you ignore them, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Family good, Cody? I mean, I've been watching the reality. You guys had a reality show years ago. I know you get your young daughter, Liberty, 4 years old. Disney trips. What do you guys got with the Rhodes family?
Liberty is a Disney child, big time. Liberty also the other day she's only 4, told my lovely wife, Brandy, that she would prefer a private flight and not Delta. So that's got to get fixed. We got to straighten that out in terms of her expectations.
You shut down the park when you go to Disney?
So lately it's so we were like Disney people. Right?
I love Disney.
We're big into Disney culture. We're in every element of it. We're annual pass, all this. But now it's gotten to be a little bit of a, this is tough. And that...
You mean tough from an expense? How do you think we feel paying for it?
From a recognition.
From just general... The wrestling fan is everywhere now. Yeah. And I like to say yes. So what happens a lot is my wife's plan of action, you'll see it if you ever come up to me in the park, she just keeps walking. So she's good. Her and Liberty are going to be on teacups by the time I'm fighting all the way back, going under the bridge at the castle. But that's how we do it, because my wife knows how much I love the fans, and she knows to let other people around me know he's gonna say yes.
That's awesome.
He's that way. So I just gotta find her. Yeah, we just got, like you saw, we got a whole team of people who can get me back to where I need to go.
Get you in trouble and, more importantly, get you out.
Yeah. You've been with Cardona before and his family at Disney?
So we used to go quite often. He was one of the first guys I ever did like a VIP tour with Matt. I watched him get cut off. I've never seen anyone get cut off at Disney, at Carthay Circle. He got cut off. That was in L.A. He just messaged me about the new test track. The revision to test track.
There,
So I got to figure out what he's a really good park judge.
Well, I was going to say, does he maybe get jealous if you're at the park together and you get mobbed and people don't recognize him?
No, because when we're together, it's they're pretty great about it. No, he's also someone who loves it.
I know.
He's about it. At one time, he came in his gimmick shirt, so his merch shirt with his merch shades, and had the hair sticking straight up. So there wasn't an element of, I think he even oiled up his arms. So it wasn't an element of like, hey, you're not hiding at all here. Because now in these pictures, I just look like a homeless person that's standing over to the side. But yeah, no, he's a good park buddy.
Got to get your opinion on this. I'm going to wrap it up here. Cody Rhodes with us here in studio, BT and Sal on the Fan. So 2 years ago, Sal and I do an NFL betting
season.
And I lost the bet. And I had to get dressed up as Gold Dust. I need your honest reaction as Hoff shows you the picture right now. How'd I do? I did the makeup myself. I don't have people fawning over me
in traditional
like you do.
Gold Dust Stardust style. I did the makeup for me. Dustin always did his own makeup. Yep. So you went Doink.
He had to pick. I didn't choose Doink, but yeah.
I think you did I think you did a great job.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, Glenny Balls, because I did Sunday Conversation. I watched him have to go through it. It's harder than people think.
Yeah.
If you don't get the makeup off right away, it stays. As you got essentially eyeliner for the day.
Yeah.
You did a very good job.
And there was a couple of versions of your brother that I wasn't doing.
So he got really artistic. Yeah, no.
I picked the same for me. I'm like, all right, I can do this.
But so when I used to do Stardust paint, I'd do like little lines, and I'd watch him, and he'd be over there painting a masterpiece on his face.
He got good at it.
He got good at it. Yeah, Dustin's really talented. He's like a great older brother in terms of can do it all.
The street fight with Piper when they basically ran each other over was some of the craziest. That punch. Didn't somebody broke
his hand? So they all go to the hospital after.
Yes.
They film it a week before.
Yes.
And then they all go to the hospital, and then they just they put the same clothes on for
pick it back
for the arrival.
You saw that, right? Sal, right?
And they use OJ Bronco footage for the
That was wild. All right, Cody, we appreciate the time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Good luck at SummerSlam against Cena. The first ever two-night SummerSlam taking place this Saturday, Sunday, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls and the baseball stuff right after this. If you live in New Jersey, electricity rates are going up. Yet again, if your current cooling system's over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts, and they have been for decades. Take it from me, you'll save money and stay cooler. They're true experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Eugenio Suarez is back in Seattle. The Mariners are bringing home the power-hitting third baseman who helped end their 20-year playoff drought in 2022. He's got 36 homers this season and is tied with teammate Cal Raleigh for the MLB lead in RBIs. The two now join rare company, the first teammates with 35 or more homers by August since Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle. Is this the spark Seattle needs with October on the table? I'm Maggie Gray.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's. Right now, get a 4-piece GE kitchen suite for under $2,000. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt Max XR 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. Save big with deals that work as hard as you do. Shop Pro Savings Days in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 8/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best. Those selfies you take now will shape memories that will last a lifetime. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Only 2 milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. So learn about the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Don't risk your life and all those wonderful memories you're creating. Stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Know all the risks. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
FanDuel, because nothing says summer fun like adding excitement to the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Summer sports are calling your name. Baseball under the stadium lights, golf on pristine green fairways, soccer matches with world-class goals, and all the action-packed moments in between. You are going to spend all day following your favorite sports on your phone anyway. Might as well make it more thrilling with FanDuel. Open the app today to see the daily promotions. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/Evan to get started. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At Target, back-to-school-a-days are here. What is back-to-school-a-days, you ask? We're talking 7 days of deals on looks and styles the kids will love, at prices you'll love even more. Because back-to-school at Target means getting all of the above. Through August 2nd, save 25% on select kids' clothes, with additional savings to round out their looks, including uniforms, leggings, polos, and activewear. Plus, their new favorite backpacks are 30% off. Happy back-to-school-a-days now through August 2nd, only at Target. Terms and conditions apply.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Route 22 Toyota is serving up hot off the grill savings. Flip your current car into a new Toyota with incredible zero-down leases on the area's largest selection of new Toyota models. And for those on a diet, Route 22 Toyota has all the makes and models of budget-friendly used cars starting under $10,000. Plus, everyone drives this summer with their goal of 100% credit approval. So get them while they're hot. Hot off the grill savings, that is, at Route 22 Toyota in Hillside, New Jersey. Offers for qualified buyers with primary lender approval. See dealer for details.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019. Trade deadline day. It was nice to talk to Cody, though. How fun was he, huh?
Awesome.
Even though off the air we were giving a lot of stuff, like, you could talk to a guy like that for hours. And I know we got the trade deadline, so it's a little tricky day. We want to make sure we navigate it properly. But and he only has, he spent a lot of time here, actually, a half hour or so.
They did.
So we did get a lot there, but there's a lot more, man. His career, his father's career, all the stuff. He was very open and honest. Good for him, and he was great.
Well, the good thing about somebody like that, and there are other people, it's not just Cody Rhodes, but there are some people who walk into a room when you do what he does, the centerpiece of said organization, and you flip up the wattage, and then as soon as the cameras go off, you kind of dial it back down. And not that you're being fake, but there's an elevated presentation of who you are. And I'm not saying that there's none of that with Cody, but as soon as we went to commercial, it's like we were having the same exact conversation. Same energy, same interest, same authenticity. That was cool. That was a lot of fun.
And, it's going to be fun watching him out there do his thing on MetLife. And we all can appreciate his story, which is why fans got behind him. And it was a whole thing, ahead of WrestleMania, whatever year ago or so, whatever it was, before he lost the belt to Cena. Finish the story, have Cody win and finally be a champion of WWE because he came from... I know his father was famous, but worked his way up where he was just an undercard type guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever the term they use, jobber. I hate even to use that, but I'm just trying to...
He was never a jobber, was he?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I know he might have been at some points. Like he was working his way up.
Like SD Jones?
No, not that type jobber. Yeah, I don't think he was losing to Bundy in 5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
But to a point where he wanted to leave to go... You know what I could relate to that aspect of it? When you come up in a business... Sometimes you can, or whatever it may be in life, when you come up as in some spot, you're viewed as that. So for me, when I came here as an intern and a tape op and a board op, working my way up, I was just, a behind the scenes guy who wanted to be on the air. And even if you do a show, it's like, oh yeah, well, little Sal behind the scenes. It takes a lot to shed that eventually. Oh, okay, you're part of Mike's team. Like, it takes a while to be on your own. And I did have to leave and go, for multiple different reasons, whatever it may be. So I could just relate to that, where he was Cody's, it was Dusty's son.
Yeah.
Okay, get an opportunity, but you're a kid, as he was saying, like you looked at as a kid. And then he finally went to AEW. That's where he became the man at AEW. Maybe some other lesser companies, whatever, but I remember it being at AEW. It's like, okay, here's Cody Rhodes going to be the man. And then he came back as a more prominent figure and should be taken more seriously.
Well, I think that it's interesting because I was just having this conversation with my son over the Little League ejection. It's not apples to apples, but I'm going to kind of create a little thread that I think you'll appreciate. Like, pertaining to Cody, so yeah, his dad's Dusty, and he comes from a crazy family tree. And Dusty Dusty didn't look the part, he didn't have a good body, but Dusty was a phenomenal in-ring tactician and great on the mic. His dad was a top 5 megastar for a long. He was right there with Hulk and Andre and Bruno. Like, Dusty Rhodes was incredible. So that opens up doors because you're Dusty's son.
Right.
But the level of scrutiny is it can also offset that. And what I was telling my son, I said, listen, again, I'm not proud of this, but there's a lot of dads that get thrown out of a baseball game. The only one that's in the newspaper was me.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, okay, so you can come and watch a St. John's practice because dad has access to Rick Pitino and St. John's. But the flip side, which is a great thing, but the flip side is if you do something wrong or if daddy messes up, and I messed up a little bit that day and I got to own it, well, guess what? There's a little bit of a penalty bounty to pay. So there's a lot of good and a lot of, and I'm not trying to make myself like Dusty Rhodes. I'm not at all. But
if Cody's not,
it's a lot of stuff you got to deal with.
Yeah. So and he had to deal with that. Now, obviously, at the top of his game. All right, let's get back to the baseball stuff here. BT 888-808-1019.
Cashman, wake up, Cashman.
I mean, nothing doing here for both the Mets or Yankees throughout the course of that last half hour. We weren't ignoring anything. Much ado about nothing as far as the last hour goes. Matter of fact, the only thing that I saw of note, Mike Puma of the Post reporting that the Mets at the moment, this was at 12:05, Mets at the moment view a starting pitching addition as less likely than a bat, but not impossible. So, I mean, there's still a chance here that the Mets get both a bat and a starting pitcher. Like, I would think that yesterday, because it feels like, wow, man, the Mets went big yesterday, got a couple of relievers, and maybe just like a little fine-tuning now. No, I still think yesterday is separate, and now today you still could go big by adding another starter, whoever that may be, and another bat, potentially too. Like in my mind, if Lau's available and you get Mullins or a lesser center fielder, but maybe it's Robert, who knows? Still a long way to go as far as the deadline goes for both the Mets and the Yankees.
I'm going after the bat. I've said that for a month or so for the New York Mets here. Now, I want your opinion, though. Clay Holmes, the last 8 starts, ERA is almost 5. You know, he just doesn't have great command of his pitches. Really battled yesterday, 3 2/3, like 80 pitches, whatever it was. He doesn't look, and he's tired, and he's logged a lot of innings. Now, if Clay Holmes was pitching a lot better recently, would you still feel like you needed to get a starter, or is a lot of that attributable to Clay Holmes kind of going the other way?
I don't feel like they need another starter. I know this thought process, and I've heard a lot of people say, John Harper, I think, was saying it last night on SNY, saying that get a starter, just a starter, and then you can move Holmes to the bullpen. I don't need to do that. Come postseason, I think there are different options. Whether it is pulling from the minor league level, if you think somebody's going to help you out, whether it is saying, okay, Clay, you're a starting pitcher, we value you as a starter, but hey, even the most qualified starters come postseason sometimes for loaded rosters, they get moved to the bullpen. We've seen that many times before, so he shouldn't be above. It's not a transition back to being a bullpen arm. It's just you've pitched out of the bullpen and you've done it well before, and there's not a spot for you in the starting rotation, so you could go back. Right now, he would be. I'd still trust him more to start a game than Montas. But if they got, let's say, a 4th starter that could potentially bump Montas and Holmes back, then maybe come postseason, I would use Holmes out of the bullpen. But I don't think the Mets need a starting pitcher.
I don't think they need one either. And I've said for a while, I really like the top 3 guys now that they're back here. And the other thing, too, is, well, listen, I get it. It's a problem. Holmes' lack of length, obviously, just makes it a much more complicated job for Mendoza with the bullpen and stuff. But with all these additions and all these now capable arms in the bullpen, not that you want to see Clay Holmes go 4 innings, but you're better equipped to deal with a 3 2/3 inning outing or a 4 inning outing or a 4 1/3. Anything less than 5, because you've got a lot more capable, useful arms down in the bullpen.
I think the Mets staff, barring, and knock on wood, obviously, barring an injury to one of the top guys, and I don't know how you can, and even then, maybe the insurance would be, hey, they pull from the minors, or like you said, today maybe you go add a top starter that's out there. That could be the insurance. Otherwise, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, they have Minaya, they have Senga, they have Peterson. One of those guys fall. All right, next man up, you get 2. If Minaya and Senga, let's say, God forbid, get hurt.
Well, I mean, now we could just sit here and say that about everybody.
No,
that's.
But it is different with them because Senga is always banged up. He's been often banged up, and Minaya has the loose bodies in the elbow. That's the only reason why we'd even say it.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
And it's not like those guys are bona fide number 1s to begin with. Like the Yankees lost Garrett Cole, they got Max Fried.
Yeah. No, I understood.
I mean, that's why I don't think the Mets need it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Dave is calling from the Jersey Shore. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
How you doing, guys? Love the show, dedicated listener. Real quick, BT.
Yep.
I worked for a guy named Bill Tierney at Solomon Brothers, a brokerage firm in the 70s. I don't know if he's related to you, but he was a great man.
Did he make a lot of money? Because if he's related to me, he didn't leave me any. Well, no, then we're not related. No, same name, not related.
I wanted to ask you that many times, but anyway, I was thinking about that guy, what's his name, Denzel Clark from Oakland. He's like an unbelievable center fielder, and he just came up. He's like a rookie, and
yeah, but why would they trade him? I know what you're saying because he makes some spectacular plays, terrific defensive center fielder. Why would they trade him?
I'm just saying that they need a really good center fielder with defense. I think he would be a perfect fit with our lineup, and maybe the kid will come through on the
Dave, they have defense in center field. Tyrone Taylor's very good. They need offense in center. They need a stick.
They need an everyday big league center fielder.
They need another bat.
I was thinking about Trout, but I think he's getting too old.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch him. And thank you for the call, Dave. I shouldn't say I wouldn't touch him.
I was going to ask you. I mean, not even kick of the tires. They ate a few bucks.
The money,
nothing.
we went over the contract.
I know we did. I got to pop it back up. We did.
No, I'm good with a look. I want Brandon Lau. He wasn't even on my radar. But once it came out that the Mets were interested in him, I would love to see them get him because to me that would mean putting Lau at second base and moving on from the jumbled kind of mess that they have with the other guys, whether it's Acuna, Beatty, Vientos, all three, whatever, and then you could go add Cedric Mullins. I don't know if it's realistic or not, but that to me would be my priority. If it's not that, then I would want Robert because Robert's got the potential to be an impact bat, unlike Mullins, who's just... He's a fine center fielder and an upgrade, but it's not an impact bat. Robert might not be that bat, but he's got the potential to be so where I don't see another center fielder that does.
I don't either. Let me just give you a little bit on the Brandon Lau stuff. Everybody knows where he plays. Everybody knows what position, what team, and he's obviously a good hitter. But I think that there's a chance that Lau was a Met. So let me at least give you, let me see, a couple of 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 3 or 4 little quick items from Savant, just that I think you'll find interesting. Now, this is not good. He is in the 1 percentile for range. All right. He's in the 15th percentile for arm strength. Second base, don't really care about that. Or base running, run value, not good at all. Like, you're talking 3, 4, 5%. So the things that he's bad at, he's actually really bad at. But he's a hitter. He's a hitter. He's a stick, and you need a stick.
And by the way, he could be the DH. Like we'll talk about.
What about Winker? Have you abandoned hope for Winker?
No,
like, what's
but I'd rather have Lau. Lau's a hitter. Look
Lau's better than Winker.
So my point is, I'm saying I'm thinking about second base, but you could also have a spot where, depending on who they give up to get Lau, you have Lau DH, and you could still have McNeil or Acuna at second base, or even Beatty, whatever. Like, you're not going to give up everybody for Lau. And it's not going to cost you anything to get Cedric Mullins, meaning it's not going to be anybody of real value. He's a free agent that's having an okay year. So what's the value of him, like a double-A player or whatever prospect? Yeah, you're not giving up anything of significance for Cedric Mullins. So it shouldn't be unrealistic to get Lau and Cedric Mullins, and you could have Lau DH and still have McNeil, let's say, at second base.
Yep, just to dot this on the other side here. He does strike out a lot, doesn't walk a lot. Right around 25% K rate, that's high. Right around 7% walk rate, that's very low.
He would be still, though, a significant upgrade.
I agree.
Like that, when you talk about a bat, right, the Mets aren't getting Robert for a bat. They're getting Robert, and that's the biggest name that they've been connected with as far as the offense goes. Right? I mean, Lau and Robert are the two guys.
Yeah.
Give me the other guys available. Yeah. Like Suarez has obviously moved on.
I agree. Those are the two guys.
There haven't been a ton of bats. You're not getting Robert because of his bat. You're getting him because he can play center field and the potential of his bat. Lau would be the bat right now. You put him in the lineup, he's going to hit and be an upgrade of what you have. At the very least, DH, and potentially even at second base and or both. Like, he could play a little second, but he could DH as well.
Everybody healthy. Where do you think if they get somebody if they get Lau, where's he hitting? Give me the optimal spot. Is he 6? Is he 5? Like, where do you think Lau's hitting?
I mean, dude, right now.
You think he's hitting 2?
No. Right now, I'd probably have him behind Pete. Hitting
you put him 5.
Yeah, well, give me the other options right now. If Nimmo... Yeah. Obviously outside of Quan, and Quan would be another bat that can lengthen things out. You put him leadoff spot and you move Nimmo down. Again, he hasn't been rumored really with the Mets.
Nope.
So I would put Lau. Okay, he's got 19 homers on a year. Like,
Lau can hit.
Yeah, good OPS. So I would have him behind Pete myself. And then you could have, again, it depends on who's here,
You
right?
can stretch things out from
is
that
Vientos here? Is he not? Is Beatty, McNeil? Like, are you getting a center fielder in addition? But I would probably go Lau, Alvarez, center fielder,
Beatty-ish.
Yeah, whatever.
Baseman.
Right, exactly right.
Okay.
Depending on whatever lineup is that night, DH or second base. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. Let's take a break here, BT. We'll get back to the calls, both Mets and Yankees, what they should do. Hey, the clock is ticking here.
I need some action here.
Let's go. 5 hours to go. 888-808-1019.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 1019 FM.
Which guys currently on your team do you say that's a playoff starter? And I think in the Yankees case, the number is literally 2. It's Max Fried and it's Carlos Rodon, right? And even Rodon you don't trust, but he's clearly a playoff starter. We all know that. Right?
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, we're Wren Kitchens. In our 50-year history, we've made and installed millions of quality kitchens, and now you can find us at the Home Depot across the tri-state area. With thousands of styles and colors to choose from, we offer a free home measurement service and expert design consultation. All of our kitchens are made in the U.S. and delivered directly to you and installed by our specialist fitters. We cut out the middleman to save you money. And with our flexible financing, you can spread the cost over 7 years. Come down to Wren Kitchens at the Home Depot now. Finance subject to credit approval. Offers may change. See website for more details.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War. He's streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall.
Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
A warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people.
Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 15% off at chefiq.com.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh,